We're going to be talking about, as you know, the last few weeks I've been going over my DIY project page. We're going to use this as our training page. I'm going to be showing you how to grab your links from the various affiliate houses that we have access to, how to get those links posted into your page. Make sure you open them in a new tab. The classic view is where you can go in and create paragraphs. It still has a glitch to where you can't open it in a new tab for your links. You can link it, but you can't open it in a new tab without it saving. So that's a glitch that you have there. But you can use it for changing your colors of your words, your links, and things like that. Your links just won't stay once you convert it back to your block view. I'll also be showing you how to incorporate pictures, different things like that, how to use your gallery. We'll be talking about how to go from your Google to add pictures into your Google Doc, not your Google Docs, but add pictures to a folder for you to use at different times within your page, your blogging pages. Also, we'll be talking about how to link your pictures. Make sure you do have your pictures linked if at all possible. Most galleries, you cannot link your gallery pictures, but you can put comments up underneath them, which is where you will put your links when you do a gallery photo. Also, your text photos, you can't link your pictures, but you can put a comment, so you always want to make sure you link your comment. We will also be going over towards the end how to post ads for things that's in your system. We'll be using Facebook. We'll also be using Instagram. In episode 17, Rory has a great program that's called Grambler that allows you to use Instagram on your laptop, so you have access to all of your pictures that you have stored in your computer, either in a file or in your Dropbox, that you can utilize for advertising, which is great. Same thing with Twitter, the different free ad sites. We'll be using a lot of those today towards the end. I'll also be showing you how to create content through different, right here I have some blank places that I haven't created content, so I'll be showing you how to go in and create ad blocks, different blocks to a paragraph or to a header or subheader. So it's going to be covering a lot. I'll break up a session after each one that we go through to see if you have any questions. And then, like I said, we'll go over placing ads. One student does want to know how to distinguish whether or not your links that you have in there are Rory's or not. It's really simple. We'll do that first since it's a good question. With Rory, he likes to tag everything. So whenever he has a link, he always has a tag on it. If it is from Brunette Marketing, Rory's number is always a 1. So if you go into a page and you pull up a link, unfortunately, you do have to check your links if you're not sure. So you have to check each link to make sure you don't see that tag. With Roy and Brunette Marketing, his member's number is 1. Most people have a 4 or 5 digit member number. Rory's is just a 1. So if you pull up a link, it's in the Brunette Marketing website that we have, on your page, and that link ends in a 1, it's Rory's. Same thing with ClickBank. Any of the pages that you do for ClickBank, and you look at it, and it has Maine or Brunette at the end of it, then that's a Rory link. With CJ.com, Roy didn't use anything. There's no distinguishing factor, so that's the only one that you would have to question. However, since Roy has been doing this for so long, he has approval for sites that you probably won't be able to get approval for because you're so new. Amyware is one of them. Amyware Clubware or Amy Clubware is one. Prana, which I think he has in vitamins or something like that. Health and healthcare. He has Prana. A lot of people, you won't get approval for that. Boscov, he still has approval for Boscov. They've dropped or changed their parameters, so a lot of people can't get approval for Boscov. So if you pull up a link and it goes to any of those, more than likely it's still Rory's. What else? There's another link. I have to think about it, but there's another one that Roy got approval for that some people will not get approval for immediately because you're new. But if it's if you go and it's a CJ page, or the affiliate is CJ that you use, and you know that you haven't gotten approval for whatever, it pulls up when you click that link if you're unsure, and you pulled up that link and it goes to an offer that you know you haven't been approved for, then it's still Rory's. Unfortunately, there's no distinguishing factor on CJ to tell us if it's Rory's or not, but you still have to double check all your links just to make sure. If in doubt, just check to make sure that it's yours. But with ClickBank, it will say Maine or Brunette at the end of each link. And then with Brunette Marketing, the code at the end will be just a number 1. So any of those will be how you tell if it's Rory's. Okay.
Tina,
yes.
Sorry, this is Tina. Is numerology one of those ones that you don't get approved for?
Numerology has changed. So if you have numerology, get rid of it. They actually now have left CJ, and if you click on it, it actually tells you to go to numerology personally and ask for approval, and their parameters are so strict. They require you to have a dollar amount in place before they will even approve you. So it's just best to go ahead and get rid of that one. And you can either put it in draft or look for something on one of the other ones, CJ or ClickBank, to see what's out there. But numerology is gone. So just go ahead. What I would do is go ahead and put it in draft until you can get back to it. Make sure you draft it in your category page as well.
Yep.
Or you want to unlink that page. Or wherever the numerology is, just go there and click unlink so it doesn't actually go to a page, but your information will still be there.
Okay. All right, because I clicked on the link, but it wasn't saying anything, but my student wasn't able to get to it at all. And we couldn't find the page that was familiar with the links that were already listed on there. Yeah.
If you go to numerology, if your link's in there and you click on your link, it goes to, depending on your system, my system, when I click on it, it goes to and it says, please go to, and it gives you a website to get approval. And then you go to numerology and they give you all these parameters that you have to agree to. And most people, I'm not going to guarantee them I'm going to give them $5,000 a month. I'm just not going to do it. So it's a waste of my time to even try to do that when there's too many other offers out there that I could put in place of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks.
You're welcome. All right. So, so with that being said, we are going to go to getting links. Going back to editing this page. All right. So like I said, I've been doing DIY projects. I actually have a page on my Facebook and Instagram asking people to submit their DIY projects, anywhere from, simple, like this one was a gelatin mold that was given to me, that they use literally gelatin molds and put cement in them to create, outdoor statuaries, and, different creative ideas like that. So I've been using those. Here's one that was sent to me. I got food and drink. A lot of people will, want to make their own drink. Then we have food as art. So we're going to do that today. So this is going to be my subheader. And as you can see, it has a block around it. And when you click on that block, it will give you this plus sign. Now, if I click on this plus sign, it's going to add a block above my header. Well, I don't want it above it. I want it below it. So I'm going to come here, and there's my block to add, and I'm going to click add a block. And then you have your listings. These are the ones that you most use, or the ones that I most use. So this will be different for everyone depending on the different blocks that you've used throughout your web system as you've changed your pages. This changes for people. A lot of people will look at this and think that's all you have access to, and it is not. So you want to pull your tab down, and then you have your common blocks, which is basically common, which everybody will use at some point in time. Then you have your formatting blocks, which is where you can get your HTML, your classic block right here, which is the one I was telling you about. If you want to insert a table, if you have codes, different things like that. If you want to, write your own verse, you can do that. Then you have your layouts, which is your text and media, which is a really good thing. This button is really good. You can get away with this with Google. Google doesn't like for you to say click here a lot, or look here. They prefer you to, be more discreet when you tell people where to look. But we as a society, we want people to give us blatant directions. So we like to see click here or go here. This button really helps that, because then you can put the button in there and say shop here, or you can say click on the button, and it's fine. The only problem is with the button, you can't open it in a new tab. They are aware of that and they're working on it. So there's some different things. Widgets you don't really need to use. Embedded, you don't need to use that. Reusable, if you have a paragraph that is really good that you can use in multiple different categories that you be thinking about, then you can actually click a reusable block and make your block reusable, and it will save it, and then you can just come back and use it later. I haven't found one that I like enough to be reusable yet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come here and I've hit my block, and I just want to do a basic paragraph right now. And I'm going to, just type my information. And okay, so I've started my paragraph. All right, so, and like I said, this is just a work in progress. We're just going to use, I'm not going to sit here and create a whole page. Just going to show you the basic steps. So I've started my paragraph in my block. And as you can see, you have your different functions. If I wanted to go and change my block, it will give me a few things that I could change it to, but I don't want to. It doesn't give you all the options, just the ones based on your information here. So you can't change it a lot, but if I wanted to, change my layout where I wanted it to be, if I want it to be aligned to the left, to the right, or center this particular one, I could. If I wanted to bold it or make it italics, or if I wanted to place a link in this whole paragraph, I could, or starting this paragraph, I could. So that is your toolbar that you can work with. Your three dots here gives you the option of what you want to do. Say you don't like it at all, then you can go all the way to the bottom and remove the block. If you wanted to say, hey, this sounds better in another paragraph, you can tell it where to insert it before or after, and you can it'll move it to wherever you suggest it to. If you want to duplicate it, you can, or if you can just hide the blocks. So, but this is what we want, just to make sure that you have everything there. All right, so then what we're going to do is I want to create another block. I want to do a gallery of some food. And so now I got my other block right up under here of gallery. And I want to put some foods in there. Well, I know that I don't have a lot of foods in my documents in my Dropbox for my gallery. So I'm just going to come here to Google, and I'm going to type in food as art, which is my title. And always click on your images. And then Google's going to pull up all the different images of food art. Okay. And what you can do is you can just find some that you like. Oh, this one's cute. And then you're just going to say save your image as. You want to do a save image as. And then you want to tell your where it's going to go. I'm going to go to my blogging pictures. And I have folders set up for different things. So I have a folder set up for my DIY projects. So I'm going to go right here. And you name it. So I'm going to put food art. And we're going to save it. And then I'm going to find a couple more that looks kind of nice, but not too hard that people can create. That's neat, but that's too, you want something simple that people can create that looks elegant. Like this is, looks like it's got caviar with it. We're not going to do that. I know people that do watermelon art. And you just label it so that you know exactly where it's going, what you're dealing with. And you're just going to come through here, like I said, and just find different things, different recipes, way people prepare food. Just something like this is cake. They show you the different things on how they've decorated a cake. And, it can be something as simple as arranging, vegetables, how they've done hot dogs, created octopi with hot dogs. That's really neat for kids. Made an owl with strawberries. Like this would be a good eye-catching for food with art. All right, so I have those. So now I'm going to go back to my page and I'm going to upload because I know they're not in my media library. And then I'm going to go back to my blogging pictures and I'm going to go to my DIY. And you want to pick your pictures according to the order in which you want them to be seen. So once this opens, so now I'm going to pick the picture. So I want this one first. And then you can hit your shift button to highlight the different pictures you want. And I want this one. And then this one looks really, that's one I cooked. And then you hit open. Okay, so here are the pictures and it's cropping my pictures, but you see how this one is turned and I don't want it to turn. So you're going to click on that picture and you're going to hit edit. I have a lot in there, so it's going to pull it up, take it a while to pull up. But it's going to allow me to change that picture once it gets up there. And this is also where you can go in, and if you see a picture you want to delete or a picture that you've already had in there, then you can go in and take those pictures out. So once it comes up, and depending on how big your pictures are, this could take it a little bit to come up. All right, it didn't pull up the right one I wanted. Okay, it's on a different, hold on. Bear with me here, my computer's going a little wonky. There we go. All right, so I want to pull up this picture, and it gives you the information here for your picture, and then you can click Edit Image on your picture. And it's going to pull this up, and you can tell it to rotate your picture. And I want to flip it to like that and save it. Okay. And then we're going to update it. And then when we go back to our picture, I'm going to update our gallery. We're going to move this picture. It should have updated it. And then we're going to go back to our gallery. There we go. Update gallery. And now it's there. All right, I already have these pictures already, so I don't want those pictures there again. Okay, since we're talking about food, we're going to delete the pictures we don't want. And I don't want my pictures cropped. I want them to show up just like they normally would show up. And then there's my gallery. And then over here you can write how many pictures you want. Since we are evenly spaced, we got 3 each. But if you wanted to only have 2 on a gallery, you can have 2. If you wanted to have them all together on one line, you can just move it. You know, you could change this here to put 4. You know, if you wanted to put all of them together and just have a single line of your gallery, that's totally up to you. I like it to be pleasing. You know, you wanted to cover up as many spaces as you want. And then here you can always write your caption. Food and wine. All right, so food and wine, and then I want to link it. And then I'm going to link it to my wine page. All right. You want to open it in a new tab and apply. All right, so there's my link for that. Okay, so then my gallery is complete for that particular one. And then what I can do is I can come here and I can write, you know, add another paragraph, start some more information, you know, and.
Sheila, can I ask you a quick question? It's Constance.
Yes.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
When you had your 5 pictures, you know, can you take them when they're there and like maybe take number 2 and bring it down to number 4? And
yes.
You can do that once you're on, that you've done everything, or that you've pulled them up onto your.
Yeah, once you go here and you click on your edit, you can drag and rearrange them. So if you want this one here, you just move it, you know, however you want to put them. You just rearrange them, and then you update your gallery, and then it puts them however you want to rearrange them.
Is it me? I can't see your screen anymore.
I can't either.
Oh, no. Okay, hold on. All right. No, don't let me fix it.
Well, it wasn't just me.
All right, now, can you see me?
No, it's black.
There you are.
Yes.
Okay. All right, so let's do that again. So what you're going to do is once you get your toolbar, you're going to hit Edit Your Gallery. And you can drop or drag. It tells you right here if you want to reorder it. So you just pick it up and move it.
Oh, great. Thank you.
To however you want it to move, you know, position them any way you want to. And just rearrange them. And then you update your gallery. And that's how it will show them. And as you can see, I have the cropped images off, so they actually show their actual sizes. But if you want all of them to be formatted, then you just hit crop your pictures, and then it will adjust it to fit the actual gallery size.
Sheila,
Yes.
this is Constance.
Uh-huh.
This is what you're doing today is like totally perfect for what I keep needing to go over and over and over. So I can't wait to see this up on your.
Okay, good.
I'll be quiet.
So this is what you can do. You know, like I said, is add your pictures. Same thing if you wanted to just do a single picture. You're going to go back and we can, you know, just pick. That's for tile. Let's grab us, you know, if I wanted to use this picture right here. Where'd it go? Okay. And see, it added it there. I didn't want to add it there. So I'm going to click off that image and I'm going to come down here and I want to add another block. And I want to make sure I add an image block. So we're going to do another image block. And I'm going to upload. And I'm going to grab this image right here. And again, as you can see, it's sideways. So we're going to come back here, our edit. No, not that one. Go to our block. Okay, this one's going to be a little different. I think I did it too fast. So let's go to our media. So let's change this picture. And we're going to go to my media library. So you see right here, when I click on this, it gives me the detailed images of my picture. So I want to come back here and you're going to hit your edit image because I don't want it sideways. I want it correct. And you're going to tell it to rotate it. So once it's rotated, you make sure everything, it shows you how it's going to appear. So then you're going to click Save Your Image. All right, so then it's going to show you what it looks like, and then you're going to hit Update. Okay, and it's going to change your image information. Make sure everything's updated. And then you're going to go back to your page. You're going to select, I'm going to click off of this and it should fix it. And it didn't. There it is. So we're going to pick this one here, select it, and then there's my picture. Now you see how big that picture is. I don't want that picture that big. So you're going to grab your dots and you can minimize your picture. And then you can move it to the right or the left. And I want to center it. Okay. So then once it's centered, I can write a caption. So right up underneath it, as soon as my computer, and I got it in italics.
Sheila,
uh-huh.
this is Tina. I have a quick question. I always thought when you grabbed pictures from Google AdSense, or not Google AdSense, Google Images, that you weren't able to change the link to yours. You had to leave the link that was already linked on the picture.
No. That defeats the purpose.
Well, that's what I thought. So when are there times where you're not supposed to? Are you always allowed to change the link?
Yes, you want. The only time that you cannot use a picture in Google is if the picture has a watermark on it. And you can't use that at all. And a watermark is usually, excuse me?
How would you know if it has a watermark?
It has a distortion in the image. It usually has some wording written across it, or it has a logo on it. You cannot use those. Let's see if I can find one. It usually has the company's name like this one has fine arts. You can't use that one. I mean, you could, but you would be advertising for them.
The wraps and sandwiches one.
So yeah, so you want to make sure, and a watermark usually, you see when I need one, I can't find one. Let's see. I know there's got to be a picture somewhere with the watermark on it. Da, 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 da. But you would definitely be able to tell that it has a watermark because it'll have your picture that you want, and then it'll have like squiggly lines. Shutterstock does it all the time. It actually says Shutterstock in the background, very faint. It like this one. See this right here? I think this is one. Where'd it go? No, that didn't one. I thought that one had one, but it's, yeah. You see right here, it's very faint where it's got this name right here.
Okay.
All right. That's a watermark. Some of them are not that faint. Some of them are very blatant. Let's see if I can find another one. But those are the ones that you can't use if it has that mark on it, and you'll be able to see it. Like I said, Shutterstock uses theirs all the time. Let's see, I can actually go. They use a lot in their wine.
Sheila, if you accidentally, like that one was very faint, do it. Are you going to be thrown in jail or what happens?
Yeah, if you do, it does have restrictions. So if you get caught, yes, it's just like a copyright infringement.
So you can't plead senility?
You can't even use it. So yeah, they don't even want you to use it.
I mean,
so if you come across one that has a watermark in it, just leave it. There's plenty of other pictures out there that you can use.
It's just hard to see it sometimes.
Yeah. But you know, like I said, I knew what I was looking for. So if you don't know, when you go to put it in your page, it will show up. See how this one, here's another one. So let me get this one pulled up. This one, see how it has those lines that 1, 2, 3 RF. See that? These X's, that's called a watermark. So you can't use that picture. But any yeah, and they're very faint, but you can see them. And you can't use them at all. But yeah, if like this one, it doesn't have anything on it. So you can use that in your page and link it to your page. That's what it's there for. Yeah, so when, you know, if I want to come here and put this link, if you look over to the right-hand side, you're going to put your text, and mine's going to be food art. If I can spell food. All right, thumb size, you don't worry about the size. You've already set it to where you want to. Your link to, you always want to link it to your custom URL. And then this one, I want it to link to my direct sellers. So I'm going to pull up my my ads, my template, and I'm going to grab my link right here for my direct sellers. And then I'm going to come back to my web page, and I'm going to type my link here, and I'm going to open it in a new tab, and then my picture is linked. And I can do the same thing for my wording.
Do you always have to use the link settings to do that? Because I've always just highlighted it and done it the way you're doing it now.
Well, this is for the wording. For the picture, you have to use that information over on the right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So if you have a picture, you want to use this information over on the right. That's the only way you can link your picture.
Okay.
Yep. If you're using your classic, your regular block. Now, if you're in classic block, then yes, you can link your picture straight through here. But the only thing is you cannot open it in a new tab. When you click that open in a new tab and go to save it, when it converts to, it will not save it. So the pictures and the links, when you try to click it in a new tab, it removes your link. So that's the only thing. But the only thing you can do in classic block is change your color of your words.
Okay, so once you change it to block, you can change it back to classic?
No, you cannot. You can, yeah. There's actually a block. Yeah, there's a block that's called Classic. Right here.
Okay.
Yeah, but you can't leave it as Classic. So once you get finished, whatever you're doing, you have to convert it back to block. Your colors change. Your colors will stay the same that you've used in there. So if you wanted to come here and say, I want a header in a different color,
Okay.
then you can come here and do your header. It will save it. But if you say, I want to do.
So like on my page, like I had the old WordPress on my page, and then when it switched, I had to change everything up, change everything. And it's like some of my hyperlinks are colored like halfway through the page, but then the new stuff that I add, they're not that same
Yes.
color. So if I do the classic block instead, I can do that?
No, in Classic Block, anything that was standard beforehand, when you convert it to Classic, it will stay. Anything new, when you convert to Classic, it will not stay on a hyperlink. The hyperlink goes away. That's a glitch that they have. So
Okay.
you can't color your hyperlinks. It
Okay.
automatically reverts to that blue.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah. But see like this, ties and bows, and then I'm gonna come here and I'm gonna convert it to blocks.
Yeah.
And the color stays.
Okay.
But it will not stay in a hyperlink. And as soon as you convert it to blocks, the hyperlink you have to open it in a new tab, and as soon as you click that button, open in a new tab, the color changes back to the blue.
Okay.
So
But they're fixing that, correct? So eventually we will?
Yes, they're working on it. So just look for updates. Whenever it comes that you open your system and it says update, it has an update it, because we never know when that's going to come out.
Okay.
But as of right now, the only thing that you can change in Classic in color is your wording. No hyperlinks can be changed.
Okay.
All righty.
Yep, thanks.
You're welcome.
Hey, Sheila, I saw earlier that you put your link there underneath where you got the wording for the picture.
Uh-huh.
And then when you got off of it, the link disappeared.
The link is actually hyperlinked now. And that's what a hyperlink is it's hidden within a word or phrase.
Okay.
Yeah. So you don't want your link to appear on your page. If your links appear on your page, they're not done correctly. So you do not want, so what you don't want is this. You don't want that on your page.
Okay.
Your link should never be directly in your page. That's why we have the hyperlink, is you want it to always be linked with a word or a picture or a phrase so that they can click on that word, picture, or phrase, and it will take them to the page you want them to go to.
Okay.
Google, Word, any type of advertising agency will kick you off or will not even post you if your link is visible.
Okay, go back to how you do a hyperlink. What is the hyperlink?
All right, so that's the other thing is we're going to go through and I'm going to show you how to get your links. So I'm doing a DIY. So I'm going to look through here and I want to go through my CJ. So I know in CJ I have companies that I've been approved for decoration. Okay, so I'm going to go through here and I'm going to show you how to get some links. And this will work with any of your other programs, any of your other marketing houses, affiliate houses. You're going to get your links the same way. So as soon as it pulls up, like I said, our weather is really bad here, so my internet's really slow. It's just going to take it a minute to get up here. All right. And I'm going to use my category page. If y'all hear snoring, I'm sorry. My dogs fell asleep up under my desk. I just heard him and I'm like, what is that sound? And it's my dog. He's under my desk asleep. So, I'm sorry.
When I click on you hear my bird in the background, he hears me in here and he wants to be in here, but he don't want to be here.
Okay, so where is, I'm going to come here to Home and Garden, my category page, and I'm going to click search. And it's going to pull up.
How do you get those folders up top? I see folder 1, folder 2, and folder 3. How do you get those there?
If you have Google Chrome, this is part of your toolbar. And so whenever you go to save anything, when you go to bookmark this page, if you hit that star, it will say, you know, bookmark, and then you can name folders. If you don't have folders, you choose another folder, or you tell it to add a folder, and then you can name them. And then once you do that, then once you bookmark anything, it will show up on your dashboard or your toolbar up here. And then you just put it wherever you want to put it in.
Awesome. I've been wanting to ask you that.
Yeah. So whenever you go to save something, because I always tell them, you know, all of my students, you want to bookmark your website, so you don't have to keep typing everything in. You want to bookmark your marketing houses. And then all of your links that you have, you know, either put a folder, you know, like here's all of where my offers are. You know, I have all of my training stuff here. And then I have all of my affiliates that I'm getting paid for here. And then the main ones, like my computer I use all the time, my Response Magic, they're all right here at my fingertips, so I don't have to keep looking for them or typing them in. So that's the good thing about your bookmark toolbar. And you want to make sure that it appears. So if it asks you, yes, you want it to appear when you open. You want it to be on your taskbar. So that's how you go through and add those.
You know, that's something I've been meaning to ask you, because I see you go up there and you click on, you're right there. So how do you do that?
Yeah, so that's how you do that. But you have to. I don't use Edge, which is the new of Internet Explorer, is Microsoft Edge. Theirs is a little different. Firefox or whatever that one is, it's different. Chrome is just easier to navigate through. All of our programs except Chrome. Some of our programs won't accept Edge, won't even open up in Edge. So if you have that as your default browser, go ahead and download Chrome and then go to your settings and have it set. Usually when you download it, it'll automatically ask you, do you want this to be your default browser? You just click yes.
Absolutely.
It doesn't mess up your system, doesn't change anything, but whenever you go to search for something, that automatically pulls up. And you always want to look for this little 3-colored icon, so you know that that's your Chrome, and pull that up. So I'm here on CJ, and I've got some lighting. Do I want to do lighting? I can scroll down here. Let's see what else I have besides lighting.
Can you change what's listed there in CJ? Like take ones out that you don't want and put ones in that you do?
Well, CJ is, you don't want to get rid of anything. If you've been approved for it, you want to keep it. Because if you decline them, it's going to be hard to get approval for it later.
Okay.
So all I've done is I've just pulled up one category. And this, so you don't want, if you don't want to be approved for something, don't apply for it. So, but I've just sorted this through. I just want to look up my home and garden stuff. So this is all this is pulling up. So this one right here, since I'm doing cooking, I see right now, here's one that's, it's a new company for home cooking. I want to use that. So I'm going to come here and say, get my code. And I'm always want to use my click URL. So we're going to highlight that. And I'm going to copy it. And I'm going to come back to my website. And I'm going to hyperlink it. So I'm going to come back down to my food section that I was doing. And I'm going to look for something. And let's go with recipes. Recipes are great. Well, let's just do recipe. No. Don't want to do that. Let's do right here, food and drinks. And you see your little icon up here, your link button. So you're going to click on your link. It's going to give you your empty toolbar. You're going to paste your link in there. You're going to come over here to your three dots. You're going to say, open my link in a new tab, and then you're going to click apply. All right. And there's your link, and it highlights it in blue. This is just their automated, what they do is their default for links. That's what they're working on getting changed. You can't change that, it's sad to say. And so I want to go back and let's find another one. Here's one that is for apartment and decorating. I know I'm getting ready to do something with that. So I'm going to do the same thing. Let's find one that I like. Oh, there's one right there. Could you please mute yourself? Thank you, everybody. So we're going to copy. And let's go down to, let's see, that's jewelry, house, and storage. So we're going to go to updating your house. I want to put one in there. I'm going to click my link. I'm going to paste that right there. I'm going to open it in a new tab. And I'm going to click apply. Okay. So there's that. So now that's linked. So if I decide to come here and see if my link works, I'm going to click on that. It's going to pull up my link. I'll click on my link. And then it's going to pull up my web page that go into my affiliate marketing that I want to. So as long as that pulls up, then I know it's working, that the link is working. So there. Yep. So it's pulling up what I want it to pull up.
Hi, this is Wendy. Really quick,
Yes.
I have a quick tip. Hi, how are you?
Good.
At the same time I'm doing that, I create a document page, like a notepad or whatever, and title it the same, as my pages, and then put my link in there too, so I can have that to. And then also, like, if I find content, I'll post it, copy it there so I can go back to it. So then you don't have to go back and it's somewhere to keep your links all in kind of organized.
Well, that's good if you're going to use it for advertising, but you don't want to save a particular link because they will change out their links, especially if it's for promotion. But if it's a standard link that they use all the time, then yes, that's part of what you would do is when you create a template for your advertising, which is what I do here. But then again, you don't want to use just your direct linking for that. You always want to advertise your page. So whatever page you're creating, that's what you want to advertise. So as you can see here in my template that I've created, I don't advertise just plain Valentis. I advertise the page I created for my Valentis. Now, on my Instagram, I do tell them to go take my tour because we didn't create a page for my tour. Same thing for my Valentine's for romance. I didn't send them straight to my chocolate link. I sent them to my Valentine's page for my chocolate page. So you don't want to just copy your link there. You want to always make sure that when you're advertising your page you created. Does that make sense?
Yep, that makes sense. Perfect. That's awesome.
Yeah. So, your links are always going to be there. So when you come to CJ, these links don't change. The only thing that changes, they'll take out a link like for their Valentine's Day. They'll take it out. Stuff for Christmas, they'll take it out. So you don't want to save a link. They're always going to be there. The only thing you want to save when you're advertising is your page you're creating, because that's what you're advertising. You always want to send people back to your website to shop. You don't want to send them just to your link. Now, if you're doing direct linking, which I do have some people on here that do not have a website, if you are doing direct linking, then yes, that's what you do. You create your advertising template. You put your link that you've gotten from your website or from your affiliate marketing, and that's what you advertise if you're doing direct linking only. But if you have a website, you always want them to come to your website for the simple fact is you have all these other advertisers in here that you're marketing. So you don't want to delete that. If they don't see anything on your page that they like, then, you know, you giving them the option to shop around on your other sites or on your other pages. So when they come here to shop and they might look and say, well, I didn't see anything on that DIY page, you know, then they can look and, you know, shop through my other categories. You know, they're like, okay, well, I didn't see anything, you know, in her DIY site, but I might see something here in this food. So since I was looking for food, let me go over here and look in her food and wine. You know, what does she have in her food and wine categories? You know, and here they can find all kind of things, you know, for chocolate, you know, if they want to see something for chocolate, you know, if they want to find wines, if they want to look for cooking oil. So there's other things. I have one that's on decorating. Okay. So they can come here and say, well, let me see what she's got in decorating. So they can come here and look up, you know, my kids' bath, you know, bedding, update your furniture. So they can look for other things that's not there. So depending on what they're looking for, if they don't find it in your particular article that initially caught their attention, if you have them directed to your website, they might find what they're looking for in your other categories. So you always want to make sure that they come back to your website. Does that make sense?
That's a perfect point. Yes, definitely.
Okay. All right.
As I've been like updating my pages, there have been times when I lose the link if I'm just starting out, and then I have to go, where did that link go? And I have to go back to CJ. And so I'm just saying, like, you know, if you just have it, you know, just for reference.
I'm going to show you a good trick to that.
Great, thank you.
If you've already used your link once and it's a link you want to use again, all you have to do is go back to the last place you had it. And you can just, you know, if you're using a mouse, left click, then right click and copy your link, and then just keep going.
Hey, Sheila, I've got an idea too. I use the open office thing I've got. I put my links in there next to what the category is for. So if I lose my link, I run over to open office and copy my link again.
Yeah. And it, you know, it just depends. Everybody has their own thing. Like I said, I don't want to create more work for me. So if, you know, what you use, what is best for you as a person that helps you remember. But your links, if you've used that link before, it's not going to go anywhere. It's going to still be in your last place that you used it. But if you want to create a template, then by all means, that's what you do. Just remember, if you're using that for your advertising, that you come back and replace that link with your actual page that you created. That way you don't go out there and post just your link. You post your page. So that's how you're going to go in, and, you know, you can put your pictures. The other thing that you are that you can do with this information is, like I was saying, we are here in house projects. So I'm going to create another block, and I want to use an HTML code. Okay. So I'm going to go back to CJ when it pulls up, and I'm going to see what else I have out here. You know, I might want to use one of these banners. You know, if I really don't feel like getting a picture, I might want to use a banner. So I can come here. Here's one on sofas. All right. So let's go here. We're going to click Get Code. And here's my HTML code. So I'm going to copy this. I'm going to go back to my system, and I'm going to paste that there. And I'm going to click on Preview. And then I'm going to make sure that it's, so there's my banner. So now if they click this, this is just like a link. So if they click this for the shop now, because it came from my marketing house, a link to my store, I will still get credit for this. So that's how you can use your banner ads that you have in CJ. If it has a picture beside it, you can use that HTML code and that HTML block to use it as a banner and as a picture. But you don't want to flood your system with these banners. You actually want to write content so people can see what you have, and you can talk about the different products that you use or that's available to you. So that's another aspect that you have with this system that we didn't have previously with the other one, is you do have those different blocks. And I suggest you play around with them. If you don't like it, you can always, remove the block and, start over. So there's no way that you can actually lose anything or mess it up. Just remember, this is your website. This is your home. You can create it and make it look however you want to make it look. So you want to play with it. You want to make it personable. You want to, find the offers that work for you. When you're writing new articles, don't go and say, okay, just like with our wine, I don't drink wine, never have. And, at first people's like, well, how it's got to be hard for you to write, about wine when you don't drink it, how can you tell what it tastes like? I don't have to know what it tastes like. If you're in the wine program, you get these flavor cards that come with the wine that tells you how it pairs, with what it's supposed to taste with. There's all kind of information on Google. I'd write about the technical aspect of it, but yes, I do write about, will they say that this tastes good with this? I don't ever put my personal experience in it, because that would be a lie. And I'm not going to lie to people and say, hey, this is going to taste great, but because I've tasted it. No, I always use a third person analogy. They said that this pairs well with this, or I've heard that this pairs well with this, or according to this program, or according to this resource, this wine's supposed to go great with this. I do have some of my customers that'll tell me, hey, that wine that I just got, it was great, and I'll say, one of my customers let me know that this wine, went really well or tasted great. So that's how you get around that. If you are not familiar with it, or it's just something that you don't partake in it, you never want to be false in your advertising. You want it to be as honest as you can. So write about what you know, or write about what you're comfortable with, then come back. If you were here a few weeks ago when I started this page, I had no pictures in it. I had no links in it. I just wrote about things that I know about, because I make earrings and necklaces. I make bows and hair ties. We create, different things here in our house. Me and my husband, we redid our own deck. So in our backyard, we did, I did some landscaping out front, for my flower beds. So stuff around my house I can do. So I can talk about that. Me and my daughter painted my bathroom, recalked it, upholstered. I've upholstered my kitchen chairs, making your house more energy efficient. That's as simple as changing your windows out, so write about what you know, and then come back and say, okay, what companies or what affiliates do I have to go with it? If you have access to the ClickBank, they have all kind of stuff. And if you just come to the categories, it's like, well, I really don't know what to look for. Come to the category page and look for the category you're talking about. If you're looking for, green products, which is anything that's efficient, that's supposed to be economical, solar powered, how to, be energy efficient, looking at health and fitness. It talks about everything. Home and garden, great for DIY projects, and garden, how to, get your roses to grow better, how to save them from, frostbite. All these subjects are in this home and garden. So if you don't really know, parenting, they just got rid of one of our offers, for the free diapers. We no longer associate with that program, but here's a whole system right here of parenting and families. You might find something that can replace it. There's an article about Donald Trump, and McDonald's in your system that is in draft. It might be out there that Rory just wrote for information. But if you wanted to go out there and find stuff on foods, you can look on, there's an article on how to cook your favorite restaurant foods. So you could use that in your McDonald's ad. Same thing with politics. Here's things about politics and current events. You might find something in there that relates to your story that you wrote. So don't always go, and here's spiritual. I use spiritual quotes all the time, read the Bible, on my Facebook, on my Instagram. If I find something that really hits home to me, I'll post it on my Facebook. Hey, this has really hit me hard today. And I'll put, where it came from. I give the reference source in the verse. So, that's things that you can use. If you don't really know where to get your information, you can come here and, look at these categories and then find throughout these categories something that fits in with your article that you wrote. So don't ever go through and say, I have a product and I got to write this article. You'll get writer's block every time. So what you need to do is write about what you know, write about what you're comfortable with, and then later come back and find, your links to it. This one is full of it. CJ has tons and tons and tons of places that you can go through. I have over 700, different things that I can advertise that I've gotten approval for. So, and that's just throughout the year that I've been here, I've come through and, just like, what can I get approval for? I've made a sheet of stuff that you should get immediate approval for on CJ, but there's new stuff that's added every day. So if you come here to CJ, when you log in, if you want to see all the new stuff that has been added, then all you have to do, is look over here on the right-hand side. Once it comes up, and it'll have all your new offers that's available to you. Give me just a second for it to come up. And here it comes. So here's all the new stuff that's been added. So, I haven't even been able to look at this yet. So you can come through and look and see, like here's sand and ski, bath and body stuff. Here's used photos, got computer software, got marketing. And see, this one's going to Germany. Our wine club's getting ready to open up in Germany. They're getting ready to go into pre-launch. So, you've got a foot in the door if you're in our wine club. Here's one, for vacation homes, electronic games. We just got rid of FireFan, which was an electronic game. We need something to replace it. So here's a new electronic game company that you could get the option to try to become part of. That doesn't necessarily mean that you will. They still will, some may, approve you right away. Some may decline you, but just because you get declined or denied does not mean you can't go back and reapply for them. Some of them, like I said, it's just that you're too new, and they don't want to, market with you yet because they don't want to create all this advertising for you and then you leave in a month. So then you can also go here to your advertisers. And they will list all the advertisers in alphabetical order, starts with their numbers. And then if you haven't been approved for them, all you have to do is say, join program. And it'll tell you one or two things, three things. They have the right to wait. They review it on their own. You'll get declined or you'll get approval immediately. So go through here. And you might say, I'm not going to promote computers. It doesn't matter if you're going to promote them right then. The fact that you get approval lets the other ones know that you are a reputable company that they can market with, and they'll be watching what you do with that other company. So that's why you always want to make sure that you have that option. There's not too many on here that I haven't joined. So like right here, I have a dentist plan in here, that's part of the wellness with the way that the insurance company has gone through with government insurance. This might be a good thing for people that didn't go through the government to get insurance. Same thing with vision care. I have this one that I haven't joined yet because I have 3 other eyeglass companies. So you want to go through here and just click on ones that you are interested in, even the ones that are not interesting to you, just to get your foot in the door for some of these other bigger companies. So you don't want to be left, standing, say, well, I don't have a whole lot to market. You don't want to pick and choose. You're too new. You want to get access to everything you can get access to now, so that when you do get big enough that these other companies notice, say, hey, when they were little, they got this little company, they marketed it, and they're doing really well, or they got advertising out there. And then they're going to come back and say, I've had companies that's denied me that's come back and asked me because I didn't reapply for them. But they've seen what I've done with some of the other companies. They say, hey, we've seen you. We've been following you. We have a great company. Would you mind looking into us again? I've had that happen. That's a great feeling, because then all of a sudden you're in the driver's seat. Then you can say, well, you denied me before, or you can take the chance to say, okay, good. I really wanted this to happen and market with them. So, you always want to make sure that you leave all your doors open. So I'm going to open this up. I got a few questions in here. Is everybody with me?
That was amazing. Thank you.
Okay, so let's see. I got a few questions. Okay, try to remove your picture. Okay, I still got that. All right.
Sheila?
Yes.
Hi, it's Constance. I know everybody must probably know this except me, but when you say your URL and then you say your HTTP, I think could you just like, which is what, and
Explain the semantics of it. Okay.
Is there another thing I'm missing?
No, it's the same. Your URL and your HTTP is the same thing. So when I go say your URL, when you go to do your marketing and it asks you for your URL, this is going to be your URL, whatever appears up here. Now, it does not show you your HTTP in here. But when you go to paste it anywhere, it automatically puts it because that lets it know that it's a program in your web system or in the internet. And that lets you know that it's an internet address, that HTTP. You will see right here where this says that it's not secure. Some people have issues with that. The reason we do not use the HTTPS, which means secure, that's all the S stands for, is because our site does not handle monetary transactions. We do not ask people for credit card information, banking information, any type of payment method. So therefore, we don't need to pay the added cost to get the S put on there saying that our site is secure. Now, if we were handling money transactions, then yes, we would have to get an HTTPS, but we don't. So all you're doing is advertising. If you have a company that comes up and says, hey, will you market for us and want you to handle money, turn them down. It's a headache because then you have to pay to get that extra and it's not worth it. Everything that we handle, that's the good thing about this. You don't have inventory. You don't have to deal with payment methods. All you're doing is advertising for a company. They handle all the logistics and all the legalities of it. All you're doing is advertising. So whenever somebody asks you what's your URL, then you tell them my 5e95.com is your web page name. But that's just for your standard overall page. Now, if you're advertising a particular page, I'm going to go here and get this one right here. This is one I did for Valentine's. So now you see my URL changed, and it's still the 5e95.com, which is my main URL or my main page. But then it gave me the page Who Needs Romance because that's the page within my system. And that's the page you market. You always market your pages that you create, and those pages will be this right here. So when I go here and copy this, it copies that. But if I paste it anywhere, say I want to come here and paste it in one of my system, if I go here and paste it here, it automatically puts that HTTP in it so that whoever gets this or wherever I post this, it knows it's going to a web page. That makes sense? But your URL and your HTTP is one and the same. It just means that your URL is dependent on what page you're actually marketing.
Well, when I listen to this again, thinking, remember?
Yep. And make sure you get with your instructor. I'm a harper you on that.
Well, I still need to do a couple of things on my own. I don't want to.
No, you need to get with your instructor. She will help you. That's why they're there. Get with her. Don't make me have to spank you.
I'm also going over Rory's videos too, and
yeah.
I just
just get with her. Trust me, it'll make it a lot easier because then you'll have somebody that can explain it step by step, so it don't get so overwhelming. That goes for all of you. Get with your instructor if something's a little overwhelming. That way they can go step by step because sometimes you might be getting yourself a little over your head without actually having to do that. There's steps that we can take to eliminate the frustration. So make sure you get with your individual instructor. If you're getting bogged down on something, they might have a better solution than what you're doing. Okay. All right. All right. With that being said, let me see right here.
Sheila,
Yes.
what's that open on your page? The blue button?
Oh, this right here is my Google AdSense.
The blue that says
Yeah,
open in it?
it goes with men with depression. If they want to link, then they can go here and read this.
Oh, gotcha,
Yeah.
gotcha.
Yeah, but see, if they don't open it and they go over here and click this little dot, this little X, I get paid. I think this one pays me $1.15.
Oh, nice.
So if they click that X, I get $1.15. If they open it, then I'll get whatever they go in and pay for.
Okay, thank you.
So that's why you want to get your systems up and ready, add new content so you can get this Google AdSense. And it changes, throughout my page. I have different ones everywhere that you can add once you get approved for Google. They put it in different places to advertise it. Now, the thing about it is depending on what people have looked for in their website or what they've searched for on Google, by Google, with the Google Analytics that they have, they will advertise what that person's been looking for on your website when they pull it up. So if you're in California and you've been looking for new vacation plans or new vacation travel places, then your Google AdSense will be travel, hotels, bed and breakfasts. That's what it would show up. So they don't show anything that people are not looking for. Since this is my website and they just show me some stuff that they're advertising for me. But if I actually clicked on it, that as not the administrator, it would show what I was last looking for would be on my Google AdSense. And you never want to click on your own Google AdSense. They will take it from you.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. they will give you some leeway, but not much, because they can track if you're clicking your own AdSense. So, so you don't want to do that. You don't want to lose that free money. I think I made $8 yesterday just from people clicking stuff. I have a couple of ads, don't pay that much because I don't advertise them that often. But I thought that was good for me not doing anything.
Very nice. Yes.
So, so with that being our case, I'm going to pause what I've just done and see if there's any questions on how to grab your links, how to create a hyperlink. The one with the S, the HTTPS.
That doesn't necessarily, you don't have to necessarily type that in.
No.
It will still recognize it.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. If we get lazy.
If you get lazy. And the thing about it is, even in your advertising, if it's hyperlinked, it automatically will put that link in there. It's just automatic, because because you're either going to have an HTTP or an HTTPS. The only thing that does not have those is an email address. They do not have the HTTP.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, we have any questions on how to get your links, how to do a hyperlink, or where to find your links? Just unmute yourself if you have a question.
So does the S past HTTP, this is Linda Marie, does the H past HTTP means it's secured website?
The S, if it has an S on it, and the only reason it's secure is because it's taken financial information or personal information. We don't do that on our system. So we don't need the secure information. We don't need it to be secure. But that doesn't mean that people can come in and hack your system either. There's still secure measures in our system that comes with your hosting fee that you get charged every 3 months that makes sure that nobody can come in and hack your system. So it's not that your system's not secure. Your system is secure. It's just not secure to take what the regulations are to take payments, which we don't do. So we don't need that extra precaution.
Sheila, hosting fee? hosting fee? I haven't come across that.
Yeah, when you signed up, you paid your fee to get your system, and every 3 months you'll get a $28 charge. That is to maintain your system. So every 3 months, that's just part to make sure you know how you get these updates. WordPress is going in, changing these updates, and that's standard. Actually, it's pretty cheap because I actually have two websites. One of them was through Rory. I had one before Rory. And I wish I could get Roy's charges on my other one because it's really cheap. My other website cost me almost $600 to get it built, and I pay almost $20 a month for hosting. So, yeah, but it's doing really good too. So I intermingle both of them. But to be a trainer, you know, or an instructor, you know, that was one of the criteria. You have to get Roy's system, which I don't mind. I use both of them. It's really great. So
you'd be better off signing up for more of Rory's.
Yeah, I do. but my other name's been out there for so long, I don't want to lose that traffic. So, but I do intermingle. I do have one of my pages, couple of them. I do reference it back to my link here for some stuff. So, once I get everything switched over, it'll probably take me a good year or two to get everything switched over. Then I'll probably get rid of that other website and just use this one exclusively. But I don't want to lose the traffic I have there until they are aware of this one. So
the billing comes in, I guess, automatically comes in. I guess I haven't seen it, Jill. That's why I guess
it's automatic. Yeah, it's automatic.
And it'll be under Rory, or it'll be under
Stags, just like it was with your website.
Stag. I'm sorry.
Yep, Stagly. I just know it's Stag something. Stags. STAG.
Okay, so I'll look for that.
Yeah. And you only get billed, like I said, every 3 months or every quarter. And that's just, like I said, for maintenance to your system. So you don't have to worry about your regulations. You don't have to worry about, are you in compliance with, you know, web hostings? I mean, if you're in compliance with, you know, what Google requires you to have, what the law says you need to have to be an affiliate marketer, they handle all that. So, you know, with the upkeep of your system. So that's, you know, just part of your system. So.
Thank you very much. I just haven't seen it, I guess. Thank you for letting me know.
No problem.
Sheila,
all right.
It's Stag's Loan Processing Incorporated?
Yep, that's it. That is it. Resume recording. There we go.
Yeah, I love the recordings.
Okay. So this is one that I created a few months ago about my cigars. So I want to change it up a little bit. So I'll come here and create a new template. And this is where you get your templates. Because when you go to advertise, you don't want to sit in front of your in front of your free ad site and try to be thinking of how you want to advertise. You want to go ahead and have that all taken care of. So all you're doing is copying and pasting. So we're going to go ahead and create one.
I meant to ask you about that page you had with so many things on it. Or is this whole lengthy thing, and you said it had so many pages on it? Oh, like, you got so many different things. Why is that?
Because I have so many different things I'm advertising. You don't want to just advertise one or two things. You want to advertise, you know, your main anchor offers, which is your wine, your if you're in the wine program, your coffee if you're in the coffee program, your computer. I don't advertise a lot for Excel Trip, but I need to do that. Your ViaPay is another one. But you have all these other offers you're getting from CJ, ClickBank, and Brunette. You know, the Soap Creek is a good offer. So you need to go and make those because you're advertising for these companies. So if you're advertising for these companies, you can't just rely on your website until your name is out there and it becomes a household name. So that's why you have your free ad sites, and you want to advertise those pages in your website. That's going to gain you your traffic. That's going to help you get your Google AdSense. That's going to help you get better indexing on Google as a whole. Get you off those back pages and get you on those first 5 pages or 4 pages that everybody's looking for. But you have to get your name out there. And the only way to do that is advertise. And you can't do that by advertising the same companies over and over. You have clothing lines. You want to advertise your clothing lines. You have food lines. You want to advertise those foods, those food companies. I have cigar companies, so you want to, you know, advertise the cigar companies. When it becomes, you know, like different holidays that are coming up. You know, we got Easter getting ready to come up, so I'm going to advertise heavily on my my companies that make gift baskets. I have a gift basket company. I have a chocolate of the month company. I have Russell Stover's as a company for chocolates. I have a children's toy store that I'll be advertising and creating ads for that. So, you know, you want to market based on holidays. You want to market on peak peak seasons, like travel starts for March through the end of August is peak travel months. You know, so you want to go ahead and start advertising for your travel agencies that you have access to, or your resorts that you have access to, or any kind of destination, you know, people that you have access to that advertise for any kind of vacation places. You want to go ahead and get those. Cruising season starts next month, I think, is cruising season. So you want to, you know, get those out there. Bathing suit season starts. So that's a good time to start advertising. You know, get your bathing suits now. Oh, you're not bathing suit ready? Then let me introduce you to this great coffee that'll help you lose weight to get bathing suit ready. So, you know, that's the kind of things you want to do, is you want to incorporate all that. This is my running ad page. Like I said, it's 23 pages. And anytime something comes up, you know, I'm ready for it. I might have to go in and tweak it, you know, or change it around a little bit, add a few words here. If I've created a new page, I want to make sure I incorporate that new page. And, you know, so that's the things you want to, you know, look at. That's the things you want to keep. And you don't want to, like I said, you don't want to become stagnant and use the same ads over and over and over again. You always want to stay fresh. I have these ads, and I'll incorporate 2 or 3 different ads. You know, I might take a sentence from here and a sentence from here, create a new sentence, and have a whole new ad. So that's what you want to do, is you want to have this template available so that you have your link. So here's my link that I'm going to be advertising, and I'm just going to go in and change a few things. So give me just a minute.
Sheila, can you just tell us one more time where you went to get these templates that you hold on to? I'm sorry.
I created them. I just started from scratch. Yeah, if you have Word, some people have Rich Tech. It just depends on what kind of Office program you have. I just use Microsoft Office, just put up a blank sheet and just started. Like I said, my first one that I did was my wine. And the first thing I did was put my no ship states. So when I go to advertise, I know not to advertise in those cities real heavily, because, you know, some people might not have access to it. Then I did my Valentis. And then I just went through different things like this ACTV. I advertised for it. And I got, you know, over 100 hits on that. I get about 30 to 40 hits on my ads for that, you know, in any given month. And then, you know, I have Fandango, which is a great, for people that still go see movies. They'll send me an email whenever a new movie's coming out, and they'll give me the promotional ads. It was like, okay, here's your ads, here's your banners, here's your links for this new movie. I think there's a new movie just getting ready to come out that I got to write an ad for it, and I'll just add it to my Fandango page, and and I'll come back and say, you know, like when what was that? Some kind of foot came out. You know, and my thing is, don't stand in line, you know, and this new movie that comes up, I'll come in here and, you know, I'll change this a little bit, and I'll put whatever that new movie is. I'll put that in my title, you know, go see this new movie without having to stand in line to get your ticket, you know, and I'll put that in there and put my link to my page, and they can see all the movies and go to Fandango, order their ticket online. I'll get credit for it. But yeah, you just go, you know, and create a blank document in Word document and just start, you know, creating your templates. It's just whatever. If you're not sure, you know, how to create a template, the best thing to do is go to your website. And this is the easiest thing to do. If you're not sure how you want to advertise, just go to your website and read your article and see which is the best, catchiest paragraph that you have, and take a few words out of that, a few sentences out of that. You just want a teaser, and use that. if that's your first way to advertise, if that's the first thing that you've done, you've never done a template before, then grab a few of those sentences. That's what I did the first time. Just grab a few of those sentences and use that as a teaser, and then just put your link up under there. So just read through if your first paragraph isn't good, then read through it until you find a paragraph that you like. If you don't see a paragraph and you say, well, this sentence sounds good, I can use this sentence, then let me go down here and this sentence sounds really good, then put those two sentences together, or 3 or 4 sentences, and then rewrite them to where they sound good. And then that would be your advertising or your advertisement. So, that's where I got mine. Was I just, that's how I started it, was just started, with paragraphs or sentences from your own article.
All right, but you do need, like, see, I'm not familiar with like a program for temp. You know what I'm saying? I need, again, I'm a Mac, so I have to go find a program like you have that sets up.
You should have, if you have Mac, just look for, if you have Word in there, but that's a Microsoft program. So depending on what Mac program has, but you can download Microsoft Word. I think Mac has a different program. I'm not sure what it's called. But if you go and search your settings, or even go to your Windows button, if you have a Windows button or whatever your group setting is, it will tell you in your categories what you have access to. So you can see what's in there, and then just open it up and then just start from there. If you have a notepad, you can use it on Notepad. I think everybody comes with a notepad or OneNote. Just anything that allows you to write notes on. If you have a sticky note, you can use that too. And just make sure you save it in a file so that you can pull it up for later use and keep adding to it.
May I make a comment, John? It's just a word processor. It's whatever word processor comes with your computer, you use that.
Yeah.
And then make a file. It's really a matter of preference when you start putting your ads on a template. To me, I set up a file for each vendor or each product. So I'd have a file for the cigar. I'd have a file for the wine advertisements.
Yeah.
It just helps me find things easier that way, but by individual files rather than all on one.
Yeah, some
document.
people do that. I just run all mine together because when I
Right.
and it's
a matter of
it's
personal preference. That's all.
Yeah, it's just a preference on how you do. I like everything together, so I'm not clicking everywhere. Now, when my pictures, I do put my pictures in files and categories because I want to make them. I'll put them all in one place and then I'll go back and sort them. But with my ads, I just go through because I never know what I'm going to advertise for that day. And if I'm thinking of something else, I'll just know to go to my last page and just write something else. I'll come back later and categorize it, and put, all my cigars together, all my wines together. But when I'm brainstorming, I just start typing. So let me finish this one and we're going to go and show how to advertise it. Okay.
Hey, Sheila, real quick question. It's Linda Marie. How often do you go in and change your ads? How do you, I heard you say something about daily and I heard you say something about seasons.
Okay. I don't really change my ads. I might change my template, but I don't change my ads. So that's another student was asking, same question earlier this week, because he was like, how do I get rid of my Valentine's ads that I've put out for Valentine's Day for my Valentine pages? And, it's like I told him, you don't go out and take your ads down. Your ad is just another way to generate traffic. You go in and change your page. That's the good thing about having a web page. So you go in and put a disclaimer on your web page and say, Valentine's season is over, but these offers are still great, or these companies are still a great place to shop. So that way you're not having to go out and say, God, I got to find all my Valentine's ads and take them down. No, you just put a disclaimer on your page you advertise because your ads are still good. Those companies are still good. It's just that the Valentine season is over. So that's another way that you can, get over, that hurdle of say, well, you know, you never take your ad down unless the company is no longer valid. That's the only time you go and find your ads. And then only then you can go in, you know, if that company's valid and you've already used that ad, go in and change your ad. You know, that company's not valid anymore, then just find a new company. You don't have to go in and change your web page. Just change the information that's in it. Then you still don't have to change your ads or remove your ads. So
Just change your links.
just change your links. Exactly. All right. So I'm gonna use this right here from another ad, and I'm going to put it with here. And then I'm going to make sure I got my right link. Yep. I'm going to copy this, go back to my site. All right, and I'm going to paste my link. So there, I've got a new ad, and I'm just going to double space that so I know it's new. So then I'm going to come here, and I'm going to copy this whole thing. And then let's go back and see if Classifieds for Free is up and running today. It is. And I am already there. So I'm going to come here and post an ad. And I know the cigar company that I have using is worldwide, but we're going to go for United States. The United States is always automatic. That's just their default. So my header, I'm going to put all right. And since there's not a Smoker's Depot or anything like that, I'm just going to go to general merchandise. Some people will go to others. You can actually put this in gifts and novelties if you want to. But you always want to make sure your category that you're choosing matches your product. You don't want to put cigars in aircraft. They will kick you off the website, so you don't want to do that. I don't put contact information here. You can if you want to. I don't put a pricing because the pricing varies. Some of the sites do require you to put a pricing. We'll go to one of those. In this one, I put everything, including the website, but I will also go here and copy it, and I will put it here where it says website HTTP, and it automatically will put that in there. And then for your pictures, you don't put a picture here. You actually have to come down here and upload your picture from wherever. But I'm going to see if I still have some pictures in here for my wine. Let's see, my cigars. I know I got some somewhere. You don't want to bombard this if you already have one. You don't want to go and download another one. Let's see. I might have overlapped my cigars. So I'm going to go and have to upload some. So I'm going to choose a file. And I'm going to go to my blogging pictures. And I'm going to go to my cigars and vapes. And I'm going to choose a picture that I want to use. I like Arnold. I like him too. I'm going to get him. And I'm going to upload my picture. I'm going to get, there was another one. I want to get one that has some wine and food in it. Do I have one? I don't think I have one, but this one, Angelina Jolie, is a good one. She gets a lot of traffic. And then let's get one more. we go, wine and cigars. This is a good one right here. All right, so then once I get those uploaded, then I will check them. Then I will go back up here and you will see that it filled them in. And then I will post my ad. And then it will tell me, show me my ad, show me what it looks like, and it will show the pictures that's going to show up. And the good thing about this one is you can come here and it says, want to post another ad? Yes, I want to post another ad. Okay, and then you can come here and you want to choose a state, since we're going to be in the United States, and you want to do a state. So once it pulls up your Dropbox for your states, then you can just choose a state. Doesn't matter. I usually do all 50 states. I don't change anything else. And then I'm going to post that same ad, but now it's going to go specifically to California. Once it post, and it's going to show me, you see, it tells you right there, it's posting in California under general merchandise. And then I can do it again and say I want to do a specific country. Since I know this one actually goes to different countries, I can go right here and say, okay, I want to ship it somewhere else. Let's go to Australia and use the same ad, same pictures, post. So then this same ad is going to go to Australia and I'll be good to go. And you can do that, as many times as you want to on here. And then I've heard some people say, well, how do I know that my ad's been posted? How do I know, if people are seeing it? You have two options. With this one right here, you can actually go to my ads and see how many times your ad's been seen. Or you can go to your dashboard, either for ClickBank, CJ, or Brunette, and look for your impressions, your clicks, or your conversions. Your impression tells you how many times your ad's been seen or how many times it's actually been looked at. Your clicks tells you how many times it's actually been clicked on to go to that particular offer page. And then your conversions is your sales. So that's how you can see that. Here, if I go to my ads, it's going to take it a minute to pull up. It will pull up every ad that I've posted on this site, and it will tell me how many times that ad's been looked at currently. As you can see, people have been saying, this site's been going down, so the owner actually put a disclaimer up here explaining why the site's going down and the optimal times it goes down. So if you can, advertise in between the hours that are their peak hours, they might not have so many things. All right, so you see right here, I just posted this ad, and look, I've already had 2 people look at it. We just posted it, 10 minutes ago, 5 minutes ago? So it just, and you can see immediately people will post, the other thing you want to do is I come in here about every 2 weeks and I just hit renew all my ads. It will renew all your ads. And once it renews, then it will tell you how many ads you had and how many ads you renewed.
Hey, Sheila, this is Linda Marie. I got a question. How do you know which states you're allowed to market to?
When you go to your affiliate, okay, I know this one is B&B, so we'll go here and I will type it in. I'll show you. That's a good question. And the information for your advertiser, when you get approved for them, they have a place that shows you where they're at, where you can market them in. So if you mix and match advertisers, like with me, I have my wine and cigar page together, like this one at the bottom of it. It tells them to enjoy a great cigar with a great bottle of wine. So I don't want to market my wine to countries that do not accept shipments for DC. So that's how you want to be aware of that. So if you do mix and match companies, you need to be aware of where you can market them, because you don't want to market one company that you can't, that another company can't market with. So if you have one company that's only good for the United States, you don't want to market it with a company that's available worldwide. Just like with Soap Creek, it's a great company, but it's only available in the United States. So you don't want to market Soap Creek with Cosme D, because Cosme D is worldwide. So you don't want to market, that great natural body soaps with, your face cleansers and, lipsticks, wash your lipsticks off with this, because, you can't do it. So, because then somebody might try to order, Soap Creek that is in the UK and they can't get it. So then you will get a bad name for your website. So you always want to be aware where you can market. So if you come here and you can click on, when you click the get code, it tells you, you can get your code, you got your advertisers and your more information. So your more information, you click it and it will tell you. Sometimes these companies, when you click more information, will actually give you information or how they want you to advertise. They will give you keywords to use, different things like that. So if you go and hit advertiser, it will tell you like this when it says United States. But then sometimes down here at the bottom, they will give you a serviceable area, and it'll tell you places that you cannot market it in. So you want to be aware of that, to where it tells you that you can't market it in. This right here is, tells you where the company is based. This one's based in the United States. If you want to know about the company itself, here's the link that you can click on it and, go and read about the company, read about different things that it has to offer. But if there was an area that they do not market in, it will be here. Most of them will give you a pie chart of the different countries that they market in. But I know this one is worldwide. So, because it doesn't give me anything, and I've actually read on it before. And it does tell you right here that it has international shipping. So you always want to look at that too. If it has international, worldwide, or anything like that in its banners, then you're pretty safe to market it anywhere. If you're not real sure, then you always want to go to your get code and you want to look under your advertising. And once you look there, then it will give you your serviceable areas. I know there's one company that it does list the areas that you can only market it in, and those are the only areas that you can advertise it. So be very aware of that. Like I said, you don't want to advertise it in a country or city or state that they can't get the product, because then that will give your website a bad name. Okay.
Question, Sheila.
Mm-hmm.
When you were talking about when you gave the example of posting in California,
Mm-hmm.
you also post in each of the cities, don't you?
Yes, you can. Yeah, you can post in each city. That's why I said this is a great site, and that's why it's down so much, because everybody uses it. It's the most user-friendly site that we have access to that's free. And it's because it has that great, do you want to post again, and you don't have to change anything. You just go up and change your city. I usually do the United States, and then I do all the states individually, and then I go back and I do each state and then each city in that state that they market to. And it's not over advertising. People's like, that's too much. No, it's not, because if you just do the United States, this is just one company, but everybody picks it up differently. So you might be advertising for classifieds for free, but there are multiple companies that buy from them to get advertisers, to get their advertising, to fill up their newspapers, their magazines, their other internet classified ads that are running on different platforms. So just because you advertised in the United States, that don't mean you're going to get the marketing that you want. So that's why, and even if you just advertise in one state, that's not necessarily mean every state and every city in that state's going to get the same advertising, because they might not be the same advertiser using that. They might not have bought from classifieds for free that's advertising in that particular state or that particular city in that state. So that's why you want to go back and not only do each state individually, but do each city that has access to classifieds for free, for the simple fact that other marketing companies are buying these ads from classified for free. And so you want to make sure you get your name and your ad out there to as many places as you can. So yeah, it's not overflooding. You see, I have 1,600 ads on this one site alone. I have 200 ads on AbleWise. I don't know how many have on a US net ads. I have a spreadsheet for those. All in all, I have over 6,000 ads throughout, and I literally spend 2 hours every day. Not one in one bulk setting, but, I get up at 4 o'clock in the morning because I'm doing clinicals right now to get my nursing certification reinstated or keep it updated, not reinstated. So I get up at 4 o'clock every morning. I have to be at hospital at 6. I can't eat breakfast that early. That's just too early for me. But I'll sit here for 30 minutes, and after I get dressed, and I'll post some ads, and then I come home, at 11 o'clock, and I'll sit down and eat me something. And while I'm eating or while my food's cooking, I'll post 30 more, for 30 more minutes. At nighttime before I go to bed, while everybody's asleep and I'm trying to wind down from everything, especially if I've just finished training with the student, I'll do the same thing. I might spend an hour then because it's quiet, everything's done. My head's fresh, because I just got finished training or whatever. And I've got some ideas throughout the day that I want to market. So I'll sit down, and train. I keep a notepad with me all day, every day. There's nowhere I don't go that I don't have a notepad and a pen or even my phone. I'll put notes in my phone. If I come up with an idea or I see something, man, that would make a great article. And I'll just jot down little notes, about what I saw and just put, 1 or 2 sentences. And I'll come back home and I'll create drafts in my website for those notes that I have. So that's why I said every day, everything that happens to you is a potential article that you could write about. And that's why I always say it's an article that you're writing, not an ad. You're writing an article, you're writing a piece, and not every article that you write needs to have an ad with it, needs to be linked. Like I said, the ones I did on the Bugs Bunny and on cartoons, it said on my website for over 2 weeks, didn't have one link in it. Right now, it still only has 2 because I'm getting too much traffic on it, just as it is. So once I do get my articles, my links put in there that I want, that's going to be relevant, then people's already aware of it. So then they can start shopping on it. So, not every article that you write is going to have a link to it immediately. You could just be blowing off some steam or just be putting an idea out there. Or just your opinion. That doesn't mean you have to link it. You can always come back to it and link it to a product that you have. Maybe you don't have a product to go with it at that time. So that's why I said just write about everyday occurrences. There's always somebody that can relate to what you write about. You just have to make them aware of it. So this is, always advertise until your system can stand alone on itself. Like I said, I've been doing this for almost a year, and I'm getting traffic every day now, and I could probably not have to advertise and still be getting traffic. My other system, I haven't put a new page on there in 2 months. I was looking at it last night, and I was like, man, I can't believe it. But I'm getting traffic to it every day. It stands by itself. If I don't never add anything else to it, it's fine. I want to get this system up and running the same way. But you have to advertise your pages to do that. People don't know you're out there until you tell them. And then you have to tell them enough so that they remember to come and find you. And that's where Google comes in. Once you get on Google and Google realizes, hey, they jumped from 500 people looking at their sites to 1,200 people looking at their sites. That's huge to them. Even 10 people difference in your site in a week is big to Google. So you want to make that traffic. You can never have too much advertising. There's one gentleman, he has over 100,000 ads out there. God knows how many Paul Rankin has out there. So you want to make sure that you're constantly creating ads out there. Use all those free ad sites. If you have, let's go here, your Triple R training. Everybody has your Triple R training. When you get there, there's a whole section on just free traffic sites that you need to get into. You need to be signed up for all of these. See right here, free traffic. Click on that one. Just that one by itself has tons of free traffic sites. You have additional posting ad resources you can look through here. The paid traffic sites, you don't need that. They're there in case you want to pay for them, but you don't need to pay. I mean, you have all of these that you can sign up for. When you sign up for US Net Ads, you have access to all of these other sites. I mean, and then you come down here and you have access. There's tons more in these results that Roy has just combined. Some of them are not free. Some of them have changed different ways that they've advertised. So just be aware of that. You have all of these ways that you can advertise that are free. So just, use what's available to you that's free. AbleWise is a good one. They only give you 10 to advertise for free, but that's 10 that you can put out there. Use your most valuable ones. If you're in the anchor offers, use those anchor offers on those free sites and change them out. If you go back, AbleWise will send you a report at the end of every month telling you how many times your website's been seen or clicked, or how many times your ad's been viewed. If you get one that your ad wasn't viewed at all, change that ad or change it out, rearrange the words or something. If you come back another month and it wasn't viewed, then put something else in there, but don't waste your ad space. Let's see. Somebody just put something in.
Where were you referring to when you said that you could look at like your back office or something? Like in the venue that you were looking at, it tells us how many people have looked at your advertisement.
Yeah, so like here, this shows me how many people, like some of them are 0. Just because it's 0, I don't change it, because this one I've only had it out for a couple of weeks. But now if I go here, and this is just from this ad site, I've put on, let's see, like I said, my computer's slow. Some of my sites, have gotten 20, 30 hits.
But you were talking about, because the 20, 30 hits doesn't mean that, all that means is they've looked at your advertisement.
Yeah. So what you want to do, I understand what you're saying now. So what you want to do is like with CJ, I can come here, and when they've seen my advertising for my whatever I advertise for, and they look at my webpage, and they look at the link for my webpage is linked to my dashboard. So it's CJ. I can look at CJ, and that's called an impression when somebody looks at it. So yesterday I had a little over 1,000 impressions of where my ads were seen for companies that I had on CJ. Okay. I only had one click. I didn't have any conversions. So if I wanted to see month to date, how many people have actually seen my ads, that's how many people have seen my ads. Okay. So I've had one sale. I've had 138 people actually click off of 11,000 impressions. So if I want to go to a year.
And this is under
CJ. You all have a dashboard. So you want to go to your dashboard and look, and it will tell you, how many clicks you've had year to date, and how many impressions. So, and this is what your advertisers are looking at. Like I've told my students, they're not looking at your sales. They're not looking at your commissions. They're looking to see, are you posting ads? Do you have people clicking on your site? Because eventually those clicks are going to turn to sales. They want to see how much traffic you got. That's why the bigger name companies, they're looking at this right here, and they're looking at this. They could care less about this. We care about this. Mm-hmm. They care about this. So if you're not posting anything and this is 0 or less than 200, then you're not going to get approved for those big companies. It's not going to happen. So this is how you can go through, and every affiliate house that you've signed up for has a dashboard that tells you how many conversions you've had, how many impressions you have, how many clicks. Every one.
What is the difference between impressions and clicks?
Impressions are how many times your ad has been seen or that company has been seen. Clicks means that they actually clicked that ad and went to your web page.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. And then sales means that they clicked on my page and actually bought. So the impressions are, okay, I had 1,600 ads on that one on classifieds for free. I got over 1,600 ads out there. So my 1,600 ads that I have on there, I don't know how many of them, let's just say that was the only one I had. Then 3,700 people saw those 1,600 ads and looked at it. They actually clicked on the ad. Okay. So when they clicked on that ad, they clicked my link to go to my webpage and read my webpage.
And that's what we're trying to do, is drive them to our webpage.
You want traffic coming to your webpage. That's why I said, now, if you had just your link in there, it would do the same thing. If you were just doing direct linking or link posting, it would still show that you had a click for your, for your link. But since we're using web pages and we actually signed up with our website, they can track, hey, their website just got clicked. So you can lets Google know also, hey, they just had website click, somebody just went to a website, because that's a mark for Google. So your impressions are going to always be really high, and your clicks are going to be in proportion to, your ads, just how, your ads are out there.
A numbers game.
Yes, exactly. That's all it is a numbers game. And to me, this isn't as high as I want it to be. I have some on my other sites, that's 100,000 and I get, 60 or 70 clicks and I, generate sales. This is still relatively low because, even though I'm a year old, I'm still new. I'm still considered new, even though I'm a year old. So, don't get discouraged if you don't get sales. You still want to get that traffic coming up, because then you want Google to notice you. Once you get indexed better on Google, trust me, the numbers will play out.
And so you have this information on each vendor.
Each vendor, yeah. Well, each marketing house. You won't be able to track each vendor, but you'll be able to track each marketing house.
You
now,
mean like CJ is a marketing house.
Yes, CJ is your marketing house. Brunette is your marketing house.
Okay.
ClickBank is your marketing house. So you're not going to be able to track each individual affiliate that you have, but you'll be able to track from the marketing house. Now, once you get approved for Google, in your Google AdSense, they actually have a graph at the bottom. Once you start generating money, it will tell you which page was seen. So I can actually go into my Google AdSense and see, all right, this page was seen 10 times, this page was seen 9 times, based on where that Google AdSense was clicked.
So you could see where that sale came from.
Yeah.
Only through Google's AdSense.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and once you get Google AdSense, then you can get analytics.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But without Google AdSense, it would be almost impossible to find out where the sale came from.
Yep. This is your only marker. Yep.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
What is direct linking or link?
Direct linking is where you, like the one lady was saying that she gets her links when she goes to CJ and she puts them on her webpage. I mean, on a sheet. Your direct linking means that you would go to here, and when you would go to post an ad, instead of putting your web page here where it says your URL, you would actually put your link for your CJ. So let's go here.
Well, that's where
So I'm going to get, let's see, I'm going to go to edit. Do I have one up? Yeah, let's go here. So I'm going to, like this right here. This is my link. So if I copy this and I went to my ad site, direct linking means I would put that direct link right there. It goes straight to the store. It goes straight to the advertiser. It bypasses my website completely.
There's no blogging, no information.
No. All you would do is put your ad. I'd put an ad here, put a picture. If they clicked on here, that's all they would do. They would never see my website.
Yeah,
And
so they'd miss out on half of the
if you don't have a website, right?
Yeah, there's people that don't have websites. They do direct linking, and and that's fine. That's how a lot of people got in. That's how a lot of people come in. They just want to do the direct linking, and that's fine. They can do that. My thing with it is, and some companies will allow that. CJ does not. So you're going to be limited to what marketing houses you can get into. A lot of them don't like direct linking. Facebook does not like direct linking. So when you go to Facebook, that's the other thing. You go to Facebook. I market. I'll show you some of the stuff I did on Facebook recently. Actually, last night I was on there.
That was recent.
Yeah, I was creating some more stuff today to put on there. And Facebook, whenever you do your Facebook and social media, Priscilla Ashley did a great webinar a couple of weeks ago on Facebook and social media marketing. So you always want to make sure you do 2 for 1. So for every personal ad that you put on your Facebook, if you don't have a business Facebook, you want to do one business. So this is one I did for Valentine's Day. And as you can see, you don't put your link in your post. You just put, your information. And this wasn't even an ad for it. I just put it out there. But see, I have a logo on my picture. So even though I'm not directly advertising, they have my logo so they can see my website there. Got some good things in there. But this is an actual advertising I did. So I put my direct sellers. But again, you don't see my link here. You see all my information. Here's my cute little Cecil turtle because I'm a cartoon addict. Here's my logo. It's got my wine page. But then I go in my comments and I put, that's where you put your link. So I got my link for my web page. And then I also put my link to visit my direct sellers directly. So I have 2 options for them to choose from. So that's how you can,
They prohibit it, putting it in your picture?
If you put this in your comment, your initial comment in your post, I should say, not your comment. But if you put your link in your comment when you first do your post, they won't show it out on the stream. So it will only be seen to people in your circle. Because you have your if you go to your homepage, you have your stream, what do you call your stream, of all the people that you're associated with, people you're not associated with. It's called the news feed. If you have your link in your post, they will not show your news feed. It will not show on a news feed. All right. So you always want your link in your comment, not your post.
So don't waste your time putting it in.
Yeah, don't put it in your post. After you do your post,
in your comment.
Yeah, after you do your post, which is going to be like your little advertising, you do your post, then you're going to comment on your own post, and your comment's going to be your link where it says visit here and put your link, or get more information here. I always say visit my blog page to get more details, and then I'll put the link for my page I want them to go to. But you always want to put that in your comments, not in your post, or it will not get on the news feed.
Now you could put what do they call it? Magic bullet.
They still don't want that in your post. They want that in your comment. If you can get away with it, yeah.
I was referring to put it in your comment, but you could use a magic bullet. And I'm not calling it the right thing. From Resource Magic.
Response Magic Magnet.
Yes.
Yeah, magnet.
Yes, you can. Yeah,
But you could put anything there to direct them to your page, or fill out a form for more information, or whatever you wanted.
Yep. You always put that in your comment. Mm-hmm. Put that in your comment. Okay. Yep. Unless you have a business page. Now I have a business page, and all you're going to do when you do business page is you go to your home page, you go to pages, and you just create a business page. And it links to that. And then here you can basically do whatever you want to. You don't have to do personal stuff on it. But again, you still have to follow the same rules. You don't put your link in your post. You put it in your comments. And this, I just do strictly business stuff. I do advertising. I usually do 2 a day. You don't want to flood it. Again, you don't want to just bombard your people with that. And you invite people from your personal page to look at your home, your business page. And then that way you don't have to get involved with personal stuff and business stuff. You can separate the 2. So it just depends on how you want to do it. If you have a huge following on Facebook or Instagram, you don't have to create, a separate page. Just want to follow the rules. Here's one I did for posting for my coffee. Lovely little Jimmy Cricket right there. So that coffee worked. There's my little logo. And, just a little short comment. And it says, take the tour. Here I send them straight to my tour. For the simple fact, I have my logo here that has my website in it. So they can, see my logo, go to my website, and then I send them to my tour. Right here, go to my Valentis. I had 6 people sign up for the tour in one day after this. So it worked. I woke up, was it Friday morning? I think it was Thursday or Friday morning, and had 6 emails from Valentis saying that I had people I needed to call that had signed up. So
I'm sorry. The tour with Valentis is a specific, I don't know what to call it. I know what you're saying. The Valentis tour is for those people. It's a specific link that takes them to Valentis that's directed for you. It goes into your downline. It places the people that sign up for your tour in your downline, either right or left, depending on how you have your Valentis set up. It gives them the option, once they are there, to go into the back office. It sets them up for back office. They can go into the back office. They can, once they're in the back office, they can look and see how you're building. So if you get new people come in, they can see the volume going up. It will send them an email saying, had you joined, this could be your potential income this month. And if somebody below them joins, then it will tell them, you missed your spot, so-and-so joined before you, so now they are, it lets them know step by step what's happening. And if they decide to join, their spot's already there. All they do is just say, I want to join now, and everything's already done. It's sort of like a pre-enrollee. That's exactly what it's called, a pre-enrollee. And it works great, because then they can see the traffic and the flow of how Valentis works and the compensation without actually getting involved. Yeah, because I think I just did that with my instructor, because I don't have the financials to
get in. Yep.
To go ahead and join just yet, but I took the tour, or pre-signed up, I guess.
Yep, and that's what it does. And so you can actually go in. There should be a site that came with your information that tells you can go into the back office and look and see how much traffic's being gained, how much volume's been accumulated so far, and what the potential monetary value would look like for you. The other thing that I tell all of my students is that if you have not gotten into the anchor offers, the ones that cost the money, go ahead and put fillers out there. Go ahead and, put some stuff out there on Facebook. Ask them, hey, I have this great program, talk up the Valentis, how it works, would you be interested in it? Don't put a link, just say, let me know if you're interested, and get that lead, and then let them call, you call them and if they say, yeah, man, get me into, I want to get into that. Then you get with the instructor and say, hey, I got these leads in. And then you have to make the decision. Do you want your instructor to get those points, or do you want to get those points? Because they will have to have a link to sign up with. So, but always make sure, put your feelers out there, see who's coming, who's the potential you have to get out there. Facebook and Instagram, same thing with, if you want to do your posting on your free ad sites, then you can put an email in there, put your business email that you created. Get with me, get in touch with me here if you're interested in, finding out more information about this program. Then you can get your leads from there. And then that will give you some kind of justification of when you decide to get in, if you have those leads. If you're financially strapped that you can't do it right now. But then again, you need to, find a way to get into those, because right now that coffee, everybody's trying to get that swimsuit body. So that's a good one. Wine's always a staple. If you can get in for you just start out with the customer to get you leads in, but you can do the same thing. Put your fillers out there, see what's coming, what's your potential look like. But they are great opportunities to get into, either one. Okay.
Understood. Very
Yep.
good.
Now, someone was asking on there about a number for posting ads. Okay. On the posting ads, you want to make sure if you're on social media, again, the rule of social media is 2 personal, 1 business. If you're in the wine program, you don't want to post wine before 6 o'clock in the afternoon, unless it's, a catchy, funny meme or something. But as far as just advertising for wine, that's not good etiquette, so to speak. You don't want to bombard people with, ads constantly, and Facebook will kick you off for that. The other thing is you want to join groups. So you can look on Facebook, look for groups in your area. That's the key thing, is they have to be in your area. Facebook won't let you join a group, if you're 100 miles from the group starting point, because then that's not considered your area. So you always want to look for groups. I actually found a group yesterday in my area that is entrepreneurs. There's over 3,000 people in it. I got accepted in it this morning, and they've already accepted 2 of my ads. So, just search for groups in your area, join groups, look on Google. Again, we use Google all the time, and search for groups that you can join to advertise in. Wine clubs that's already established. You want to, look for them. If you don't know much about wine but are looking for it, they're good places to look for. Weight loss, just, that's just a given. Everybody's into weight loss. You just use those on free ads. But same thing with Instagram. You want to do the same protocol, 2 for 1. Instagram won't let you advertise more than, about spaced intervals, especially if you're on Grambler, which is the program in episode 17. It will actually tell you that Instagram don't want you to post about every hour if you're going to post a lot. They only want you posting about every hour, so that you don't get kicked off of Instagram. And again, you want to ration it out for 2 to 1 or 3 to 1, personal to ads. Just to make sure that you get out there. You want to try, I'm not going to say, hey, you got to do 1,000 ads in a day, no, or 100 ads in a day. You do as many ads as you can potentially do without it hurting your other personal life. You don't want to take away from family. You don't want to, not show up at work because you were posting ads all day. If you still have a job, or working, you want to do it in moderation, but still get as much quality time in there. Like I said, I get up at 4 o'clock in the morning. And, after I'm dressed and my toast is cooking, or, if I decide I'm going to try to eat, or if I, just happen to get dressed really fast, I'll spend 30 minutes before I have to leave, go to do my training. And I'll post. I might not get but maybe 10 ads out, but that's 10 ads I didn't have before, but I do try to do at least 2 hours every day, cumulative. If I get a chance to sit down at one time and do 2 hours, then I just go ahead and knock it out. But that's where that template comes in handy. I just copy off my template, or write a couple of fresh ones if I got a new page I want to put out there. So I'm not sitting down trying to think, and then my 2 hours wasted because I had to think of an ad to write, and then I only got to write post 2 ads in 2 hours because I had to write my new ads or new articles. So you always want to use that template, and whenever you get ready to post your ads, then your template's ready. You already have your pages. If you need to update your pages, take a few minutes and update the page for your template. If you created a new page, but you can still use that same article, just freshen it up a little bit and put your different links. I have some of my templates have 4 or 5 pages that I can use that same template for. So I have 4 or 5 articles that I can use one ad for, and I just change a few words here and there to suit that ad. So whenever you go in to do advertising, that's the thing. The only thing you have to upload is a picture. And that's the other thing. You want every ad that you put out there needs to have a picture. They get recognized more than ads without pictures. They're shown more than ads without pictures, even on social media. If you just do a post and don't put a picture, a post that has a picture will get on the news feed faster than an ad without a picture. An ad with a video will get on faster than an ad without a video. So you want to be aware of that. But on a general whole, you know, if you could do 100 ads a day, then do it. But like I said, you don't want it to take away from the other things that you need to do. You also want to be creating at least a page a day in your website to keep it relevant, because you don't want people coming to your page, your website, and seeing the same thing over and over and over. You want to keep it fresh and relevant. So you always want to be creating new stuff every day, at least a page. Like I said, I have so much stuff in draft, I could probably write the rest of this year and still not get through all of it. So you always want to, you know, just be creating new stuff. That's what I have for today. If you want to unmute and give me some questions or feedback, just let me know. But that's all I have for today.
Sheila, I had one other question that you
Yes.
addressed a week or so ago. It was with CJ, and it was a bar, a bar that indicated how much they were paying out or something. I think it was.
Oh, CJ, that's on ClickBank, I think. But CJ has it also. It's let me get here. And it's more or less like a ratio of, it indicates how much it pays in your commissions, what a general overview would pay.
And you mentioned a certain range and number was good to look for, and if it was, and that's what I was looking for. What was your
as soon as this pulls up,
your
and all the
recommendation?
companies have it. It's sort of like a demographic of your buyback, your resale, return customers, what the percentage is that your the site or the product sells for once it gets recognized. Let's see. It's going to take a minute for this to pull up. Let's see if I can get this one. Let's see which one comes up first. So right here, like this one right here is keto resources. So if you are doing a keto page and you wanted to look for stuff for keto, so this is the average sale. So basically what it's telling you, this is in ClickBank, is that it's telling you that the average sale for this product is $21. So anybody that comes here, clicks on your ad in your page, they're going to average spending about $21 on a sale. So then you're going to look at your commission, and it tells you your initial sale is going to be about this. This tells you what your average percentage rate is. Is it like 92%? A rebuild, which means, you know, you don't have people that's going to come back and say, okay, I want to return this, and you have to rebuild it out, or they're going to come back and redo it. So you want to look at, you know, different statistics like this. You don't ever worry about this. A lot of people are like, well, I want to come in and fill in these fillers. Don't worry about that. That's too much trouble. Everything's right here for you to look at. So just look at your rebuild. You don't always want to look at the resale too, because some people come here and say, man, I just want something that's going to pay this at least $100 so I can get, you know, that. You know, you have something here that says, you know, people that come here and look at this, you have an average sale of 100% people going to buy something on that. The average sale is about $13, which it could be a book. You could have a $25 book, and then they're going to buy a utensil, so that drops the sale down. So you can always look at these different percentages. Same thing with CJ.
They're loaded up for you.
Yeah. So yeah, and CJ, you know, it has basically the same thing. It's just worded different. If it has a 0, most of the time it's because they don't keep track of it, or the company's new and don't have the data to give you. But again, I wouldn't really worry about it. If it's a good company, you're going to get paid. So, and then you do have some of them that have clicks, like a lot of the text or banners, they'll have a click percentage, which is just like fill out this information. Like this one, this is a good company. It's really hard. It took me almost 9 months to get approved for them. But this is a banner, and it pays $2.89 if somebody fills out the information. So, you know, and then this one's an average sale, same thing. It's a logo or a banner. If it's sort of like a click rate, if somebody clicks it, fills out the information.
Is there another page that you go to see that little scale?
No, this one, if they have any information on these, it would always be under the more information or the advertiser. But they usually have everything right here. That's where you would find it.
Because I don't see any of these. When you were looking at CJ before, I saw the scale that I was wanting to ask the question about, and I didn't get my question out in time, or we moved on. But
now this is on ClickBank. Is this what you were talking about?
No, it was on CJ.
Okay.
And then about right where you have your about in the just to the right of where you have your cursor, just in that blank space there.
Mm-hmm.
There was a little scale, and it would be 1 to 7 or 1 to 10 or something. And I thought you mentioned about. I thought you talked about it a couple weeks ago, and you told us that you wanted to stay in a certain range when you're starting out, or something. I guess it was something
I have to jog my memory and see what I was talking about.
I think I saw that from the main page or
Oh,
something.
okay, gotcha. Let's see if we're here.
It was a guideline that and I was looking for what you had commented on that guideline in picking vendors.
I'm really not sure what I was talking about. I have to go back and look.
If we go to the dashboard and then the advertisers, and you'll see a list of the advertisers, and then along or down through the middle of it,
that might be what he's talking about.
Little bar.
Yeah.
Let's see if that's where we're at. See, I'm gonna go ahead and close some of this stuff. Oh, this is what you're saying.
There it is. The network earnings.
Yeah, and this is just talking. It's the same thing that this shows. It's just broken down a little bit. And like this, you know, this is a fairly new company. It averages about $100 a sale, but as you can see, you know, it's their percentage is kind of low as far as their recognition. And it could be just that it's, you know, a new hosting. Like this is for VPs. It just could not be really readily recognized. Then you have this one like here. It's really good because it's a recognizable company. And they have a bigger payout. But the thing about it is the higher this is recognized, the more difficult it could be for you to get approval immediately for those companies.
Okay, that's what I wanted to hear. That's what I wanted to hear. So
yes,
something in the number 1 or number 2 range would probably be
yes,
as starting out to
but that doesn't mean don't try them, because you know you have like this one for Eat Farm. You know, it's does cartridges. I got almost immediate approval for that one. So, and then, you know, you have one like this, the Get Lenses. I still can't get that one. But like I said, I got several other glass companies or eyewear companies. So again, that's sort of like just a general guideline, but that doesn't say try them. You still want to try to join as many programs as you can that you think that you can market with.
Well, you've explained again what the bar means now, so that's what I was.
Yeah, and that's under your advertisers, and that lists all your advertisers, whether you are joined with them or not. So that's where that was at. Thank you for helping me out.
You mean joined with the advertiser?
Yes. So if you, this just shows all advertisers that CJ's affiliated with that you have the potential to market with, and it even shows like the ones that does not say join program. Those are the ones that I'm already joined with. So it shows all advertisers, not just the ones you are not with. It shows even the ones you're with. So this is, once you go here, it gives you the option to join, and it also shows the ones that you already have.
Okay. Well, mine will all say joined right now. But
And I'm gonna tell you exactly what I did when I started. Before I knew any better, I just went to this page and started at this first one and just clicked join, 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 join. Went all the way down. Took me about 3 hours.
uh-huh.
And that's where I made my list. When it said approved, I wrote it down. Approved, I wrote it down. And that's how I compiled my list that I give to my students.
It's a good way to fill up your email box too.
Yep. Yep. And that's the other thing, is if you look up here, in your CJ, you actually have an email box for CJ. So not only they will, send you updates. If you don't get approved for something, they'll send you the information there. If you get denied too many times, they'll tell you that you've been denied. You can actually click on there to contact somebody directly with the company and find out what you need to change, why you've been denied. And do things like that. So always check your email here also. If you don't ever hear anything from anybody, check there. Also in your CJ, like I said, always check your task on your dashboard. You have a little thing in the middle that says task. You always want to check that because there's some good information there, especially about vendors that are waiting for you to say you will approve their contract that they're sending you. They won't send it to you in an email, so you always want to check right here where it says your pending offers. I have 8. I've already checked them this morning, but they're still there. They'll probably be there till tonight. But you always check there also to make sure that you don't have something that you're looking for that hasn't quite showed up yet, okay?
In that area where it says jib jab?
Yeah, where it says task. This right
task.
here, where it says task. This right here is will always be new. As you can see, I have mine highlighted new. So over here is always new advertisers that are joined with CJ.
Good. Okay.
So you can always check on with those too. Yeah, they always put their new advertisers here. And then you can do the same thing, just click on the new advertiser. You do the same way you would with the old ones, but they would be here.
Is there a search button somewhere that, say, if we were searching for camping gear or something like that?
Yeah, when you go to your advertisers, it actually has a listing at the top for an advertiser, or you can put in a search word or keyword and look for it, and it will pull up that advertiser or however it's listed.
Okay.
There. So yeah, once you go into advertisers, look up here on the left-hand corner. You can see the search bar, and it will have the advertiser, or you can type in a keyword.
Gotcha.
And then again, I love using categories. If you scroll down to the bottom, it actually has categories. So you can click on the category, expand that, and then you have your categories you can look at. So if you want accessories, just click on that category, hit search, and it will pull up all the companies that are listed in that category.
And those pretty much match our category list.
Yeah, and if it can be, in 2 different categories, click on each category that you think that your searches can apply to, and click search, and it will show it. It will show it here, and then if you've joined with it, if you need to, then it will tell you to join the program, and you have that option.
Okay, very good.
All right, good questions. Anybody else?
Sheila, I got a question. You was talking about when you join the program and they send you an email telling you that you've been accepted. What do you do with those emails?
You can
said it fills up your inbox really quickly.
Yeah, once you've been approved, you can delete it because it'll be here in your links, and all the information they've sent you will be there for you to look at.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you don't need to keep them once you've been approved. When you come to CJ, if you go to links, those links are just your personal links that you've been approved for. So they will always be there.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't show the ones you haven't joined. So if you go to links and go to search, those items are just your approved vendors. So anything that's here are vendors that you've been approved for. So you won't have to join them. You've already been approved for them. And as you can see, it's check my advertisers only. So that's why it will show up just your advertisers. So you know exactly what you got. So even if you go down to the categories and search a category, it will pull up your advertisers that you've been approved for in that category. It won't pull up anything else.
So we don't need to keep the email with our
No.
personal identification code, because it'll all be in the back office anyway. Then.
Yeah.
Is that-
I've been making a new folder for each one.
No, you don't. I actually, when I started, I had, I was printing off all that information, and I kid you not, I still have it. I got 5 2-inch binders with all mine in it, and it's
That's
got,
like something I would do.
yeah, and it's got, you know, the plastic covers, and they're two-faced. So I got front and back, and they're 2-inch binders, and I got 5 of them full. And I was like, this is ridiculous, because I kept getting approved, you know, for all this stuff. And I was like, I'm running out of space. I can't keep putting all these notebooks here. So I was having to get a shelf just for notebooks. But no, so all your stuff is here. And so once you click on it and get your code, all your information's here. If they change anything, they will actually send you an email saying that your notification has changed. And then what you can do is go to your CJ. Like I said, in your task, whenever an advertiser changes something, if you look in your task, it will be there where it says your pending approvals or reviews, pending review. Go there and look, and it will tell you exactly what's changed, and you would have to accept it again. Sometimes they'll just say it's automatic. They're just sending you your information. So you don't have to keep those emails. Like if you look right here, the 8 that I have, and even the product replacements. So you can just go here and look.
Also saw the pending ones.
Yeah. The pending ones, I don't worry about them. They're going to be pending. They can keep, and I was at 208. So somewhere along the line, somebody's approved me or denied me, one or the other. I'm just worried, you know, I just concern myself with the ones that I've approved for. So if you go to your task, and these are the ones that's under review or that changed something, it'll pull up and tell me, you know, and then I can view my contract. It'll tell me, you know, that something's changed. I know one of them, the Bistro one, it actually upped their percentage on the commission. This one right here, they actually upped their percentage. So it will tell you, and then like this one, I don't even have to click it to accept. It automatically does it for me. But if you come down to this one, you actually have to accept the offer. And it'll tell you, hey, you've accepted this offer. It's been changed. And then you can click on it and see what your terms are if you want to, you know, really see what your contract is. But for the most part, you know, you don't really have to do much. But you want to check that as often as possible and just accept your offers cumulatively, and you'll be good to go. So
I've been getting a lot of emails from some of the companies that they're doing sales. You get a bigger percentage off.
Yeah.
Should I do anything with the marketing of that?
no, if you've made some pages, all they're letting you know is sometimes they'll send an email with a new HTML code or a banner that you can put in your page. But for the most part, they will also put those in your links. So when they'll still be there. So I wouldn't worry about it. Once you click on your links and go to search for that particular product or affiliate, it'll be there. So it's just more for information.
Okay.
And each of the affiliates have pretty much the same type of information in their dashboard.
Yes.
Am I correct?
Yeah.
Like Brunette and the others.
Yep, they have. And the only thing with Brunette, it's a little different. It actually has a space for live offers, but they don't do live offers. All of their offers will be in their offer category in the browse and search. They don't put anything in live because everything they have is live. I've had some of my students say, well, they don't have anything in live. All of their offers are live. So they just don't use that. It's there, but they don't use it. So just always look and browse and search in Brunette for your offers.
I clicked on the live a time or two.
Yeah. Yep. All right. So is there any more questions?
Just one quick one, if you don't
Okay.
mind.
Oh, no. Go ahead.
Out of the 3 marketers that we primarily use here, is there one that's better than the others as far as ease of use, approval ratings, number of advertisers in it, et cetera, et cetera?
The one that is the easiest to use is ClickBank. And the reason I say that is because you don't have to get approval for anything. But again, with that being said, they are the most frequent ones to change stuff without you knowing it. They'll have an advertiser drop off and you won't know it until you go to get your link, or you have somebody say, I went to your page and your link's not there. People drop off of it really easily. But the other thing about ClickBank is it's more of a lower end marketing house. Not saying that they're not good stuff, but it's more books and how do you say it? Hands-on type of things, not really big marketers. ClickBank, CJ is the one that people recognize that actually have high-end stores that are going from the brick and mortar stores to internet marketing, but they're not necessarily getting rid of their brick and mortar stores. They're just expanding. Like you have your JCPenney's, you have your Nike, you have your Converse, your Adidas, you have your travel companies, you have like your sightseeing companies. Expedia is on there. You have, I think I got TurboTax is on there. You have, like you see, the Balance by Bistro. You have Plated, that's a new company that you've seen advertise on TV. Touch of Modern, you've seen that advertise on TV. So you have a lot of stores and brands that people recognize on CJ. It's just, you have to get those approvals. There's some you can get immediate approvals for, and some that you can't. And it's just going to take, building up, getting your site. There are other marketing houses that you can also go for. Those three are not the only ones that are out there. Those are the ones that Rory promotes that are easy to use. But there are other marketing houses out there. You have Offer Vault that I'm part of. They have a lot of click ads that you can get involved in, especially with summer coming up. You're going to have a lot of those ads pop up that says, win a free Weber grill or win a free barbecue pit, things like that. Those come from places like Offer Vault, and all it is a lead generator. And then you have like Nutrisystem. I got my Nutrisystem from Offer Vault. So there's other places that you can get marketing from. And, they have things that you have to do for them to get approval for, but there's still places, other than the three that we have. You can just, go into Google and type affiliate marketing or affiliate marketing houses. And you can, they'll pull up all kind of different things. Share a sale. We used to do share a sale. We don't do share a sale anymore. They don't, for some reason, they don't want to associate with the Roy Rickard family, which is fine. A lot of their companies left share a sale and they are now on CJ as individual companies. You have different clothing lines that you can become marketing with that are out there. So if you have a favorite company, you can, just type in that company. Usually at the bottom where they have their website map, it will have affiliate program if they have one, and you can click on that and see what you need to do to join it. But the three that we have are the three that Roy uses most and that he is immensely close with, that he knows works. But those are not the only ones out there. So, but those. But
CJ seems to be the largest of the three that we're using. Okay.
Yeah. ClickBank has a few more than CJ. It's just that CJ has the most popular ones, if that makes sense.
Yes, it does.
Yeah, that people easily recognizes.
Okay, and then brunette marketing kind of falls
in between. It's a small marketing house. Rory actually owns that marketing house. And he only puts stuff on there that he has personally vetted, that he knows has worked. He actually cleaned it up a few months ago and got rid of some stuff that was not working out. They've changed things or whatever, but he got rid of it. Soap Creek is a really big one on there. The ViaPay is a really big one on there. And then he has his Blogging for Cash with Rory on there that you can use. So it's a small marketing house, but everything that's in there is very tangible and usable.
Super. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
I have a question.
Okay.
Well, it, Rory has some templates available for posting ads. Is that under posting ads? His training for posting ads that he provides some
Yes.
sample
If
templates.
if you go to I think I closed it down. Hold on. If you go to his website, the Triple R Training, let me get that pulled back up. He actually has access to his Blogging for Cash, and one of the training is how to make a template. Also in the Triple R Training, I think it's the third video down. I think it is second or third video down. It shows you how to create templates. But this right here, the Blogging for Cash, right here, it has 17 or 18 videos, and one of the videos actually is how to create templates. I also think, what is it, down here? One of these videos is actually tells you again on how to, like this one shows you how to click CJ computer. Yeah, it's down here that shows you how to create, like this one's your response magic, but it is in there on how to create your offer pages, different things. So he does have a website, not a website, but a video on how you can go in and actually create your templates.
Okay, thank you.
Start that before you apply for Google AdSense. Watch this first.
Yeah, so it's probably up here somewhere, and I just
you skipped right over it.
Right in here somewhere. Yeah.
Come on, farther down, I believe. Yeah, right there.
Yeah. So, and that's for your response magic and stuff, but I would watch these, and one of these videos in here, it's one of the first 5 videos, talks about how to create your templates and stuff like that. But like I said, your templates, is fairly simple. You just, you don't, to create an ad, you don't want to create a page for your ad. You just want to create a teaser, like I said, 3 or 4 sentences that's introducing your product, letting people know, hey, I got something interesting you might like, it does great things, whatever your product is, you just want a little teaser, and just say, want more information, or to check it out, visit here, and then put your actual web page there for them to go and read more of your article and be able to click and buy or click and look at your product. So you don't need a long drawn out, template. Some of mine, they look really long. I don't always use the whole thing. Like I said, I'll just come and pick out a few sentences here and there. If I have 2 paragraphs, I might only use 1 paragraph. It's just more or less stuff for me to look through and see how I want to manage or how I want to advertise. It just gives me some ideas or what I want to use. So that's why I say, just, 2, 3, this one's like 4 sentences. This one's kind of lengthy, but I don't always use it all. I might pull a few things out of it, but at least it's there to give me some ideas of where I want to go. So that's why I say, this one's really short. I use this one on my Instagram. It's 4 short sentences. This one's even shorter. So it just depends on what you want to say and how you want to say it. On how, what your template is going to be. And, then you can come back and always reword them, but at least you have a starting point. Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hey, Sheila, I noticed something that Rory does a lot is he, I forget what it's called. It takes the link and shrinks it down. He does that a lot.
He does a tiny URL. And there's actually, that's in, trying to think which episode that is in. I think that might also be in episode 17. But if you watch the Blogging for Cash series, it's in one of the later videos that he talks about the tiny URL. And you only use that is when you have a very long URL in your page. You can use a tiny URL.
Below the red.
Yeah, and see, like this one, my direct sellers, it's really, really long, and that's just from direct sellers how they did it. So I could go in and create a tiny URL for that. The only thing with tiny URLs is they're not permanent. So if you use one, you want to make sure that you go back and refresh it or change it. I think it's only lasts for 6 or 7 months, and then it'll not work anymore. So it's not a permanent solution. It's like for a quick fix. So if you're running an ad on a paid site or something like that, or a short ad, or, you know, like for a holiday, you know, you're only going to run the ad for so long, then yeah, you can use your tiny URL for that ad, or if you're doing a link post and for that. But I wouldn't use a tiny URL if it's going to be for a permanent ad that you're going to use and just set it and leave it. Because, like I said, it will break down.
Okay, I'm glad you said that.
Yeah, and Roy will tell you that too. In some of the other trainings that he does tell you that a tiny URL works great, you know, for short stints or short promotions, but it's not for something that you're just going to, like with my computer, my ads, I never change my computer ads. I don't, you know, they're out there and I don't mess with them. So that wouldn't be a good place to have a tiny URL, because I'm not going to go back and change it. Computer's computer, Bitcoin's Bitcoin. You can't really change a whole lot about that. So if it's something like that, then yeah, tiny URL wouldn't work good for that. But like I said, if it's a short promo or for a special holiday and you want to use a tiny URL, then yeah, that's where you can use those. Okay.
You're past your 3:15.
I know. I'm about an hour behind. So, but I think my girl that I'm instructing, she's on here. So we're gonna talk about some things. But if we're good, we give us another five minutes. Anybody got any more questions? If not, we're gonna call it a day.
Can we listen with your girl?
No.
I tried.
I think that your girl is probably me.
Nothing for me, Sheila, and I thank you very much.
Oh, anytime. We'll be back here next Saturday. And like I said, if y'all think of any questions along the way that your instructor doesn't answer for you, and please get with your instructor for your questions prior to, because that is where you're going to get your one-on-one. They'll be able to direct you on a path, you know, because what we go over is kind of widespread. And I just go based on what I've been told in your emails from your instructors. So I'm trying to cover a lot of bases, and I know it's a lot of information, you know, in a 3-hour period. And it can be a bit overwhelming, even when you're going back trying to figure out what we all went over and pick out exactly what you need. So that's why, you know, I do record them and put them out there on my YouTube channel, but still get with your instructor and say, hey, we went over this today. And they can give you a little bit more one-on-one with the understanding that you have from today. And those anchor offers, again, do the best you can to come up with whatever you can financially to get in at least one of them so that you can start promoting it and marketing it and getting it out there. Like I said, put some fillers out there on your social media, on your free ad sites to get people to, you know, at least interact with you to see where you would potentially stand with these anchor offers. But they do make a good relevancy in your website, and they are good potential money makers. So, you know, just be thinking hard and heavy on which one you want to get into. That's not saying you have to get in both of them at one time, because that is a good big financial step. But, you know, really consider thinking about which one you financially can get into and maintain, especially if you want to be an instructor. That is number one criteria, is you have to be in at least one of those anchor offers. And that's where you know, ultimately we want to get all of you, if you have that desire, is to be an student instructor, which is really great. You get to meet a lot of great people, learn a lot, and get privy to things that, you know, just being a student you won't get access to. So that's all I have for today.
That's really how we build our downline, isn't it?
Yes, it is. It is, and it's amazing, especially when you have over 100 people in there.
Yeah.
I was going
Like
to
you
ask,
do.
do you get more commission being the instructor than you do the student?
You don't get more commission, but you have, when you're building your downline, every student that comes in is you get the commission from their for being their instructor. So they have your link. So if they sign up for wine, they have to go through you. So then you get the fast start. And then when they get customers or instructors, then that student gets the fast start, and then you get the volume from it. So your second dual volume comes in from your downline.
Oh, well, that makes sense.
Yeah. So it's a win-win. You get them in, you get the commission for getting them in, you teach them how to get their people in, and then you gain their volume. They get the money, you get the volume, then at the end of the month, you get your volume check. So it works good. And then, they're building but they can, you'll never make as much as they can, if that makes sense, unless you continue to build. So you don't just become a master seller, sit on your 9 and say, oh, I'm done. No, you're going to continue to build. You want to get at least, 20 people minimum, for yourself. And then you're still building your students. So you want, like Roy said, power 10. You want 10 in one line, 10 in the other line. Once you do that, you're set. And then get your students 10 and 10. And you won't have to worry about anything else. Just work on your system. And always, 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 you're going to be building pages in your web system, because that is your staple.
Now, when you say you're building volume, but they make the money, now what do you mean by volume?
Volume, like with the wine, the volume, you get points for everybody that purchases wine. So every time that they get that wine shipment, that's a volume, and it accumulates, and you get a monetary compensation based on the amount of volume your downline has accumulated, and your cross line, it's called the binary compensation, and that's paid every month. So that's why you want your downline to be building. Not only that, you get your fast start bonus for every person you personally bring in, and that ranges from $20 for a customer to up to $250 for a brand partner. So that's why you want to keep building as much as you can. You don't ever want to stop building, and then you want to make sure that your downline is doing the same thing.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. All right, so we good?
All is
Thank you
good.
very
See
much,
you next
Sheila.
week. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you,
Sheila.
Sheila.
So
Thank you.
Miss Lisa Marie, I'll be calling you in a few minutes, okay? Miss Linda Marie. So I'll be calling you as soon as I get off the phone, okay?
Okay, that works, but I'm Linda, not Lisa.
All right, darling. All right, we're going to call it a day.
All right, bye.
Thank you.
All right, bye-bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye.